people's mind even still, because again, being Christian, it got us caught up in a Christian way, and it made us think that ownership. Yeah. See, so when you ask me, am I Christian? It's like, I really don't like, but I have to say this, that's a religion that was given to us. So I don't play in groups. I don't play Christianity, I don't play Muslim, I don't play Baptist.
This video of Pastor Matthew Thompson has more than 3 million views on social media.
I'm like in my head like, oh, gee, I lamb. Boom!
2 infant boys have gotten the herpes virus after they got circumcised by an Orthodox Jewish family. It was part of their tradition. After the circumcision took place, they applied something known as direct oral suction. And the reason why they do that is because they are supposed to draw blood from deep inside the wound.
Somebody suck that baby's dick!
Halacha 3, 4, 5, and 6, he describes how the circumcision is to be done. He says after the cutting, the mohel does what is called mitzitza. Mitzitza means to suck, and it means doing so with his mouth. And one could say, well, why can't you use a tube? Well, you could.
Somebody suck that baby's dick!
What did he say? What did Jesus say?
Jesus ain't said shit, but ouch when they nailed his ass.
Oh, no.
I see why the Most High said only remnant will make it, and most of y'all are going to die and get tormented asking for forgiveness.
So why would he create it?
What does that mean?
That's what I'm saying. Like, why would, if only a remnant would make it, and he already knows who's gonna make it, why would he create the rest of them if he knows they're gonna fail? Right. Wouldn't that be like some sadistic shit? That would be some sick, twisted.
Sunday service came with a twist at Jubilee Church this past weekend, and it's gone viral.
I go to jump on the trampoline, and the trampoline slipped, and I was in the air.
This video of Pastor Matthew Thompson has more than 3 million views on social media.
I'm like in my head like, oh, gee, I lamb. Boom!
Is going to come when the sky is cracked and Jesus Christ comes again, and every eye will see him when he comes again. So here's our question for you this morning, brothers and sisters. The simple question is this right here: are you ready? Are you ready for his return? Amen. For his return. Brothers and sisters, are you ready today for the return of the Lord Jesus Christ. Because he's on his way back. That is what James was dealing with there. And I appreciate Jerome this morning. I said, Jerome, I'm going to need you this morning. But I appreciate Damon for reading that scripture. James
On Saturday afternoon, Alachua County Sheriff's deputies received multiple noise complaints near the Holly Heights apartment complex in Gainesville.
I have to be to work in a few hours, and she around here with a loudspeaker. I love church. I love to go to church. But that don't mean come out here every Saturday with all this loud noise. Somebody go tell her to turn that down. Everybody don't want to hear that. And some people got some places to go. Everybody don't wake up and do 9 to 5.
Deputies approached Pastor Ronnie Upshaw of Church of God the Bible Way and asked him to quiet down.
The pastor at that point actually asked for the music to be turned down and his to be turned louder. So at that point in time, with the refusal to comply with the noise ordinance, the deputies arrested him.
It was also stated in the police report that deputies felt threatened enough to pull out tasers and point them at the group of people. Upshaw says the church plans to file legal action against the sheriff's office. He was charged with obstruction without violence, breach of the peace, and disobeying the county's noise ordinance.
We worship the Lord. We don't. How can you have a thief as a pastor?
Hello, Alamance County. My name is Jesse Hersey, and first of all, I'm a Christian. Second of all, I am a Republican. We have the most pro-life, pro-God, pro-Bible, pro-Christian, pro-Israel president in the history of our country.
Amon calls the actions of former pastor Travis Clark sinful and unacceptable.
Clark was arrested earlier this month on obscenity charges after having sex with 2 women in his former church.
Archbishop Gregory Amon released a video statement a short time ago saying the actions of former pastor Travis Clark will not be tolerated. Court documents say Clark had sex with Mindy Dixon and Melissa Chang on the church's altar at Saints Peter and Paul Roman Catholic Church in Pearl River. All 3 face obscenity charges.
His obscene behavior was deplorable. His desecration of the altar in the church was demonic. and I am infuriated by his actions.
A pastor arrested for human trafficking-related crimes involving children. He's the pastor at Inner City Missionary Baptist Church in Cleveland. A woman was also arrested. Kendall Forward live with this developing story. Kendall.
Yeah, the Attorney General's office tells me Reverend Randolph Brown had hired the service of a woman who was exploiting children. Those victims, 3 teenage girls. Now, the church here has been silent so far. In fact, it's completely boarded up today. But neighbors here tell me they're completely shocked. Reverend Randolph Brown, the pastor here at Inner City Missionary Baptist Church. The Attorney General's office believes he hired this woman, 21-year-old Joyce Richmond. They say she used 3 teenage girls who ran away from home in human trafficking situations. Is that concerning that he's like right down the street from you? Holy cow.
How close it is and how someone could be actually under your nose doing things like that and then to be a reverend on top of that.
We tried to get some answers from the church about Brown. There was a blue truck in the parking lot, but their doors all locked up. And when we called, no answer.
Our Sunday morning service begins with Sunday school, Sunday.
Heaven and this, fuck that, all that shit. Y'all hoes gotta get off this corner with that.
We're gonna get right back to the show, ladies and gentlemen, but first, please take a moment to hit the like button.
Push the button.
If it's your first time here, hit the subscribe button.
Come on, push the button.
Yeah, come on, push the button.
If you're already subscribed, make sure you hit the little bell icon. That way you get a notification every time we post a new video.
Push the goddamn button.
Push the goddamn button.
You heard what she said.
I absolutely love to read books, but honestly, sometimes I just don't feel like it. That's why I'm so grateful that I have a membership with Audible. Now I can have someone read books to me on demand whenever I want. Now I can listen to audiobooks while I'm exercising, cleaning the house, or visiting the royal throne. Sometimes I even like to listen to audiobooks as I fall asleep. It's actually quite relaxing. My Audible membership gives me thousands of books to choose from, which is why I'm recommending it to you. And if you use the link in the description, you can get 2 free audiobooks. That's 2 books of your choice, absolutely free, just for signing up via the link in the description. And you can even give Audible as a gift for someone you care about. Join Audible today. Hey, what's up? This is your boy Kweli Kush. If you like the videos on this channel, then why not visit our website, kwelikush.com. We post every day with topics ranging from religion to science, critical thinking, black-owned businesses, and much, much more. On the website, you'll also find links to all of the other social media related to Kweli Kush. I personally post a book recommendation daily to the blog, and we are 420 friendly. So come on down, visit us, leave a comment, and let us know what you think. kwelikush.com.
Peace and black power to the family. What's going on, brother Kwame?
What's going on, brother? Peace and blessings, man. Blessed to be here another day, man. Thank God. Thank God. Psych. What's up, YouTube, man? What's up to welcome to the Atheist Church, man? We having a revival tonight. We're having part 2 of what has religion done for our people. What has it done for our people? I can name a few things that's very detrimental. I feel like the only thing religion has done for our people is to keep us in mental bondage. You know how the Hebrews like say that we will be in bondage? Yeah, they was right about that. Mental bondage. And when we seem to can't get out of it. Religion to me is like quicksand. The more you try to wiggle and swim your way out of it, you still sinking. You know what I'm saying? Until somebody throw a rope. And that's what me and Kweli trying to do, is throw you that rope so you can get out of that quicksand of religion. So, people, my walk away from religion, man, started after my last relationship, my divorce and shit. You know how they say God always bring people together. God meant that person for you, blah, blah, blah. But then when the shit don't work, oh, well, that was just the devil, or God sent them in your life to teach you something. So I'm like, come on, man. You mean to tell me God sent somebody in my life to fuck me up? And then just to go to him on bending knees, you know what I'm saying, grabbing him by his little skirt that he be wearing, the cute little skirt that he be wearing that's depicted in the Bible. You mean I gotta come to this being and say thank you for giving me a fucked up life? You know, it's teaching me something. How do you learn something from a fucked up life? You know what I'm saying? Especially if it's a deity involved. You know. So, my wife over here looking at me. What's up, baby? You want to join the show? I'll send you the link so you can join the show. Actually, it'd be good if you join the show.
Clarence Smith 661. Yes, we are live now. If you want to join in, we'll drop the link in a few minutes. Anybody want to join the panel?
Okay. So, baby, what has church done for you? I'm gonna let my wife speak on that. Come on, tell the audience what church. Oh, now you want to leave? See, that's what Christians do. They leave. That's what they do. They want to leave. she brought up God last night in the bed. She told me, I know you don't believe in God like that, but I feel like God has. I said, you still feeling like this? Yes, you did. Yes, you did. You said you don't. You said you don't think that. You said, baby, I know you don't believe in God. What did you tell me last night? You so you don't even remember. That's fire. Okay, you can leave fire alone, goddamn. I'm sorry, Kweli, man. Hey, married life is the best. But yeah, man, we're not looking at, the fact that God brought us together. Man, I just say, man, it's just by faith, man. You know what I'm saying? Not faith, but faith. You know what I'm saying? Faith is basically the excuse that people use for when they can't prove shit, or they don't have no good reason to believe what they believe. All right, let's go down the list of what religion has done for our people. 1, they enslaved you. That was number 1. That was the main thing, to control your mind, to basically make you feel like you're cursed, to make you feel like that you're being punished for a sin that happened supposedly thousands of years ago. But I ask people, when did this shit happen? When did the curse take place? What happened during that time for this curse to take place, for black people to be in slavery? We didn't do the shit. I'm sure our ancestors prior to the 1611 and sub-Saharan slave trade, they didn't do shit. These were African people. These weren't Israelites that got enslaved. These are African people that come off the boat. But no, you got some of these nigger brews out here saying that it was Hebrews that got off the boat. I like a Hebrew Israelite to call in and tell me, name the Hebrews that got off the boat. Because this is the mental bondage that you're in. Second thing, what religion has done for our people. I should say what religion hasn't done for our people. That's what I should have been saying, because I'm sure that everybody is aware that religion has not done anything for our people. They just assume, they just want to pretend like religion's done for our people. Let's deal with that. Let's say, what has religion not done for our people? Number 1, religion has not liberated our people. We have not been liberated by religion, Christianity, Judaism, or Islam. We have not been liberated. 2, religion has not been a deterrent to black on black crime, crack cocaine, none of that shit. 3, religion does not stop rapes, murders, break-ins, robberies, none of that shit. That's what religion hasn't done. It hasn't been a deterrent to nothing. You know what I'm saying? I know I said a lot in the last episode we had. I was having a little technical difficulties, but let's talk about what religion hasn't done for our people. You know, going to church every Sunday, what does that do for you? Huh? Do you feel better when you leave church, or do you think you feel better? You know what I'm saying? You leave church, you be hungry and shit. The only thing you do after church is go to Polar Bear Soul Food Restaurant and talk about how Miss Adele was saying thank you, Jesus, and her wig fell off. That's the only thing you do. But what did you learn in church? Because you can go to church and that preacher's going to preach the same sermon that he preached two Sundays ago. He's not going to tell you everything that's in the Bible. He's not going to talk about slavery. He's not going to talk about eating blood and drinking blood and eating flesh. He's not going to be talking about how God just got pissed off and wants to smear doo-doo on people's faces. He's not gonna talk about how if your wife cheats on you, you got to take her before the priest and make her eat some kind of abortion stew or whatever that shit is in Numbers chapter 12 or Numbers 5:12 or something like that. Pastor's not going to talk about that shit. He's not going to talk about the slaughter of the innocents and Numbers, Numbers chapter 31, verse 17 through 18. Your pastor ain't going to. He's going to teach you all them pretty ass verses to keep your ass coming back. I was at work today, and I do security for the federal government and stuff like that. We do for some certain DRCs and stuff. And the lady was like, well, Miss, yeah, we got practice tonight for choir, and then, we're going to have a little revival and stuff. I started to say, why do you need to practice to sing if God has already given you the ability to sing? Why the fuck do you need to practice? That shit should be second nature to you. Anything you do that you claim that God gave you, it should be fucking second nature. You should not need to practice. Now, I can understand that some things are, like natural talents and stuff that people can just, do this and do that with it. It can be something come second nature. But God didn't give you that. You know what I'm saying? You're giving yourself, you're basically taking away your own credit and giving 100% credit to this God. You did that yourself. You might have woke up and just started practicing singing. You might have been singing when you was a kid, watching Disney Channel or whatever. But ain't no God do that for you. Religion didn't do that shit for you. Singing in the choir. My wife got a beautiful voice. She still can sing. She ain't been in church in I ought to ask her, but I don't know if that would be safe, to ask women. When last time you been in church? If you ain't been in church since you been with me. So, but yeah. So when you sitting down and I know some Christians probably listening right now, some pastors probably listening, saying the deacon of the churches are listening, the lady that do the ushers are listening to me and Kweli. Ask yourself, why are you going to church every Sunday? What does it do for you? Is it something that you feel like you have to do in order to say, well, this is my fire insurance. Let me believe just in case it doesn't. Just in case it is real. What they call, Kweli? Is that called Pascal's wager?
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh,
it's a form of
Pascal's wager. Yeah, go ahead.
I would say it's a form of Pascal's wager. It's like they believe out of fear. Because I've been a churchgoer before, and I just know, I don't know exactly who told it to me, but I had the idea that you're supposed to go to church every week, and if you don't, it's like you fucking up, you know what I'm saying? You ain't doing it right.
Mm-hmm. That's it. It's Pascal's wager.
But I think the reason why they make you go to church is because it's not true. You know what I'm saying? If the God claims were actually true, they should be able to, teach it to you and then send you on your way, like in school or you go to college or something. But because religion is not true, it has to be reinforced every week or people will simply stop believing. They have to be reminded about this fake shit every fucking week because it ain't real. It's imaginary. You know what I'm saying? If you stay away from the imaginary too long, you be in reality, you know what I'm saying? You forget about it. It's like if you move to another country or something, you start to go to their way of life and you forget about, the way of life that you used to have because it's different. But go ahead, man.
Yeah, but do you remember that last chick that was on the show way back when? Yeah, she was talking about that nobody taught her about God, and I like the analogy that you brought up. You said that's like a kid not knowing about the tooth fairy, but just started putting tooth under their pillow, and they started getting money. How the fuck you not going to be taught about God? How the fuck you not going to be taught about religion? Nobody just woke up one day and just said, "Hey, I want to be a Christian." How the fuck did you know about Christianity? Somebody had to teach it to you. And Kweli, I don't know why they even leave that part out. Like that's just that shit just like God just zaps some shit in their head about Christianity. You know what I'm saying? I ain't know God could zap shit in your head like that. You know what I'm saying? So you don't get that shit like Kweli said. You don't just know to put tooth under a pillow, and nobody told you about the tooth fairy. You don't know to put like water next to your bed because of the Sandman. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like sand to get in your eye and all this other shit. So you don't know to do that shit. Like somebody had to tell you about the Sandman, the Easter Bunny, and shit like that. And you know, I guess when Christians or people that are religious, when they say shit like that, they want to try to leave out the fact that somebody told them about this shit, that they just found out it on his own. Oh, God put it on my heart. Really? Your heart pumps blood, so why is God putting shit on your heart? I mean, shit, you're gonna end up needing a pacemaker. God keep putting shit on your heart.
And why is God putting different messages on different people's hearts? Because it seemed like God went to the Europeans and the Americans and gave them a Christian heart. Then he went to the Arabs and gave them a Muslim heart. And then he went to the Asians and gave them a Hindu heart. So what's up with that?
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Hey, what's my sound like now? Still, oh, shit.
Well, all right, we'll see when you get back. It happens. But let me see if I can drop this link. Anybody that want to join, now is your chance. When you come in, keep it respectful. You can disagree. You can be passionate about your disagreeing, but don't insult nobody. You know what I'm saying? Because that's when people get off the subject matter and it just turned into an argument. You know what I'm saying? That don't nobody want to hear grown men arguing. This ain't love and hip hop and shit. We supposed to be talking about the subject matter so that the people listening can hear the different perspectives and come to their own conclusion. So when you come in the chat, you got to be respectful so that we can actually have that type of dialogue. All right, you back, bro? I still hear echo.
Still hear echo? 1 second. Let me mute my mic. Can you go to commercial?
Yeah.
1 second. 1 second.
Heaven and earth, fuck that, all that shit. Y'all hoes gotta get off this corner with that.
We're gonna get right back to the show, ladies and gentlemen, but first, please take a moment to hit the like button.
Push the button.
If it's your first time here, hit the subscribe button.
Come on, push the button.
Yeah, come on, push your button.
If you're already subscribed, make sure you hit the little bell icon. That way you get a notification every time we post a new video.
Push the goddamn button.
Push the goddamn button.
You heard what she said.
I absolutely love to read books, but honestly, sometimes I just don't feel like it. That's why I'm so grateful that I have a membership with Audible. Now I can have someone read books to me on demand whenever I want. Now I can listen to audiobooks while I'm exercising, cleaning the house, or visiting the royal throne. Sometimes I even like to listen to audiobooks as I fall asleep. It's actually quite relaxing. My Audible membership gives me thousands of books to choose from, which is why I'm recommending it to you. And if you use the link in the description, you can get 2 free audiobooks. That's 2 books of your choice, absolutely free, just for signing up via the link in the description. And you can even give Audible as a gift for someone you care about. Join Audible today.
Checking, mic checking. All right, that's enough better.
It's a lot better. Okay, yeah. All right, cool. So let's get back to it, people. We having revival tonight, you know what I'm saying? So after services, y'all, we're gonna go eat at McDonald's. We're gonna go to In-N-Out Burger. I think the deacon told me that we're gonna go to In-N-Out Burger. You know, they stay open at 12. So if y'all wanna join us at In-N-Out Burger after the services, y'all can. It's a $5 minimum, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna take some of the money out of the collection plate and try to pay for most of the meals, but please pay your own admission. You know what I'm saying? We got Sister Lele at the door. She's gonna be taking up collections. You know what I'm saying? We got the ushers passing out around a collection plate right about now. But we're gonna have Pastor no, I'm just fucking with y'all. Hey man, you ever been to church, man? They keep them long ass announcements going up. You be like, damn nigga, shut the fuck up, nigga. I'm ready to go home, man. You be sitting in church, man, and you just be like, God damn, bro.
Yeah, I want to remind the church that the funeral for Jesse Lee Peterson has been canceled. We thought he was dead, but he was just in a real deep sleep, y'all. So we had canceled that funeral. Sorry, I know y'all want him out of here, but he's still kicking.
Yeah, amen. Amen. Praise God. Praise God. Oh, Lord Jesus. Thank you for that, Deacon Kweli. Deacon Kweli, what we got on next week for the usher board? Do we have what about the building fund? How the building fund looking, Kweli?
We still need some doorknobs and some light bulbs. So anything y'all can pitch in for the building fund, we building a spaceship. So until we get, like $50 million, we can't even get started. So we need y'all to send that to our GoFundMe at www.thisain'tascamchurch.com.
Amen. Amen. I mean, if Creflo Dollar can get $1 million for, why you can't donate to the Atheist Church for us to build this spaceship? You know what I'm saying? We're gonna have Roger from American Dad to help us build it. You know what I'm saying? Stewie. We're gonna have all the celebrities gonna be there. So y'all might want to come and join. You know what I'm saying, with this spaceship event. So we just need y'all to donate.
The goal is to get to heaven. You know what I'm saying? We trying to get to heaven while we alive. So we gotta build this spaceship. So we can go to where God is, because heaven's in the sky. It ain't on earth, y'all. Heaven's in the sky. So you know what I'm saying? Everybody pitch in. If everybody pitch in, it's like what, 14 million black people in America or something like that.
Yeah,
everybody pitch in $1, $2. We'll be halfway up.
We'll be halfway there. Amen. You see, and see, at this church, you ain't got to die to be beamed up. Why you see, in atheist church, you ain't got to die to be beamed up. See, in Christian and Muslim church, you got to die to be beamed up. Why you got to die to be beamed up? Why don't you just be beamed up? Come on, beam me up, God. You know what I'm saying? You real, nigga. I mean, heaven real. But no, me and Kweli, we trying to get this spaceship. We're gonna take as many people we need to. You know what I'm saying? We got got Miss A there. She already got one foot in the grave and the other one slipping. But she said she don't want to go to heaven dead. She want to go to heaven alive. Don't everybody want to go to heaven alive? Please donate to us. She said, Miss A there said, oh, Lord Jesus, I don't want to go to heaven dead. I want to go to heaven alive. So if Lord, you real, just take me now. You know what I'm saying? Shit. That was funny when she said that shit. No, that actually happened. First Matthews Baptist Church. She said, I don't want to die to be being.
I forgot who said it, but one of them comedians said, man, how can you go to heaven if your ex-wife gonna be there? How the fuck is that happen?
Yeah, I don't know, bro. Bro, I hope my ex-wife ain't there. God damn, bro. That means I'm have to grab my new wife. Like, baby, come on, that shit. She's like, baby, no, we're gonna buy the hors d'oeuvre. Bitch, you a vegan? Come on, let's go. Hors d'oeuvres, the main vegan hors d'oeuvres. The vegan hors d'oeuvres is over to the left. Okay. Oh, you see Sasha here? I said, man, see, don't even say her name. Don't even say her name. Goddamn shit, you don't say her goddamn name. Now she finna come over here. I'm like, hey, Kweli, man, I didn't know you was here, my nigga. That's exactly what I would do. Hey, Kweli, if that was a heaven and you came up there, bitch, I'm like, hey, look at my homeboy, Kweli. Hey, man, we did some good shows. And I can see God, man, you know, hosting. God looking like Pinky from Friday and shit. And shit. He like, what's up, nigga? What up, nigga? You and Kwame, man, y'all some motherfucking real niggas. That's why I let y'all in heaven, nigga.
I feel like if we went to heaven, the first thing that God would say, he'd be like, I was gonna come down there, but see what had happened was
he said, you know what, I got caught up with some bitches, you know what I'm saying, for Trey Songz video, you know what I'm saying? That's what everybody say. You know
for 2,000 years, see what had happened was
what happened was, my Cadillac broke down. You know, God probably got a Cadillac right now with a boot on it. And he just like, shit, I can't get down there and talk to them two little niggas that's basically ruining my damn plan. But you know what? It's all good. When them niggas built that spaceship, they come up here, we're gonna have a little talk.
Yeah, man. But I'm a real spiritual believer, and I had a conversation with God. God spoke to me, and He told me that
God spoke to you. What did He say? What did He say? God spoke to you.
He said he's not real.
But you ain't record that though. So how am I supposed to know He not real if you ain't record the shit?
Now, see, I couldn't record it because while it happened, I was also asleep.
So now, you mean tell me that they ain't got no dream recorder?
Just like in the Bible, when was it Paul? I forget who it was that had the dream.
No, Daniel. It was. I think it was Daniel. You know Daniel that live up over there on 48th Street. Yeah, that nigga. Yeah. Daniel live on 48th Street.
Since these Christians, they believe in a 2,000-year-old book talking about a nigga who had a dream, that he met Jesus. They should believe me about my dream. I say I met God, not Jesus. I met the real God in my dream,
and did not die. This nigga told me when I bought Kweli, when I bought the couch from that nigga.
Him.
Bro, I bought a couch from Daniel, man, and my couch is fucked up on the back. Like, nigga, we tried to move the couch in here, and then they say, yeah, I saw God. I said, well, why God didn't help you move this couch in this goddamn house? And I got scratches and shit. Hey, Kweli, next time you see Daniel in your dream, tell that nigga it's on and popping, my nigga. For real. For real. You over it, I don't know. But why you didn't take no recorder with you, man? You know, they got the Indian dream catchers, you know what I'm saying? The dream catcher's supposed to record all your dreams. So I don't know why you didn't take that with you. So
why would I need to record? Where's your faith? Where's your faith?
Man, my faith. Shit, nigga. All right. Shit. Man, you know what, man? You know what Zoroaster told me? Zoroaster told me, man, they stole from him. I was like, Zoroaster, what they steal from me? He said, man, they stole my beard, they stole my swag, they stole my damn my headdress, and they gave it to this nigga named Jesus. I said, for real? I said, Zoroaster, you let them niggas steal it though? They said, man, but shit, I couldn't do nothing about it though, because you know, Yahweh was a pimp, he was a gangster. So Zoroaster didn't do shit. Dionysus, how the fuck you didn't have Zoroaster back? Well, you know, I'm part of the Indian faith, you know, said I do. Well, shit. Why you didn't call on the African brother? Why you didn't call on Osar? Man, you know what? I'm just the God of resurrection, my nigga. You know, I'm the God of the underworld. Any nigga that gets sent to me, get sent to the underworld. You feel me? You know, I'm down here with Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre. You feel me? I'm like, well, fuck. Let me call on Zeus. Zeus, what's up with the lightning, man? Why you keep striking people down? Well, shit. Motherfuckers be standing next to trees, nigga. That's why I strike her ass bitch ass down. You know, trees is a conductor of electricity. Well, shit, nigga, what if I wear a rubber suit? Nigga, you still gonna strike me down? Hell yeah. I'm like, goddamn, Zeus. Hercules, what's wrong with your daddy, bro? I don't know, but man, these weights feel good on me, bro. I said, you think you on them steroids? Fuck you. Anyway, let's get back to the topic at hand. We being too silly, y'all.
I feel like it's some people that might be listening that think that we are bashing God. Let me clarify this for y'all. We don't believe in God. So what we are bashing when we talking all this shit is equal as talking shit about like Daffy Duck. So don't get your panties in a bunch and be like, how you gonna talk about God like that? When you produce your God, I'll shut the fuck up. All right, well, we gonna get back to the subject at hand. Go ahead,
Kweli. You know that they I had a person in the YouTube comments talking about I'm throwing ad hominems at God. I said, first of all, God has to be real in order to feel an ad hominem attack. I said, because you know, I got a haircut video, man. I'm actually gonna send you my haircut video that I'll be doing haircut tutorials. So I'm gonna send you that video. So I had a preacher that, you know, come up in there talking about, oh, you bald and all this stuff. The reason why I shaved my head was to show people that I'm advertising for fire fades. You know, this barbershop company. So I shaved my head down, and for bald men that can't grow hair, I said, well, this is how you grow hair. You can line yourself up and everything. So I did a haircut tutorial by shaving my head. So this dude, he thought that I was bald. I'm not bald. I just shaved my head just to advertise for fire fades. So we had a evangelical Christian come and say, oh, it looks natural to me. And I was like, thank you. And she was like, well, who are you talking to? Because I was talking to the Muslim dude. And she said, well, you cannot talk about Allah or Yahweh because they're brothers. I thought they were the same person. Literally, Kweli, I said, I thought they was the same goddamn person. She said, oh, no, they're not the same person. You know what I'm saying? They're basically in conjunction with each other because they both serve the same purpose. Wait a minute. I said, first of all, there was only one guy. If you're a Christian, why are you co-signing for Allah too? Bro, I wish I can screenshot this shit and send it to you. This is what that lady said, bro. She said that there was back in them days, there were polytheism in Mesopotamia. That's a fucking lie. I told her, I said, you a lie. There was no polytheism in Mesopotamia, ever. And I said, Christianity didn't start until the 6th century CE of the Common Era. So where do you get polytheism? Polytheism only existed in India and ancient Kemet. and it probably been like what was it, Asher and all of, yeah, they had different flood stories. This Christian that says she's a scholar said that there was polytheism in Mesopotamia. I didn't see none of that shit. I didn't see Allah with the rest of his homeboys and some females that he probably rode with. You know,
I don't know, man. I might have to agree with her on that, but she might have just been wrong about which guys they were. Because if she was saying it was Allah and Yahweh, she damn sure wrong. But they did have guys in Mesopotamia, but it was Enki and Anu and them guys, which is like basically nature god.
Okay. Well, you taught me something today.
Did she say something about Enki and Anu and Enlil? I forgot the last one. But that's three of them.
She just said Yahweh and Allah were brothers or something like that. I'll screenshot it to you and send it to you. But it was a YouTuber that you might want to check our comment videos because that's where I be doing most of my arguments from. No, actually, this was on my page. This was on my individual. I'm sorry. This was on my individual page. And also, I did send her a link to call in. I just sent her a link to call into the show. Excuse me. And to tell us what she's talking about. Now, she's an evangelical Christian. Now, she did compliment me on my video about the hair fibers. But when I was talking to the Muslim dude, she said I should not bash religion and all this other bullshit and that God is real. I said, okay, well, if God is real, then okay. This is what I told her. I said, if you throw an ad hominem attack at me, I'm going to respond. If I'm throwing an ad hominem attack at God, why this nigga ain't responded? Because if I talk about if me and Kweli, well, I ain't gonna even say that. Me and Kweli, we close brothers. Like I'm the big bro, he little bro. You know, I'm 30. You know, but the thing is, what happened the other night? I was able to respond, and I'm glad Kweli stepped in and be like, "Hey, y'all need to respect each other." Boom. If God was on the panel, Kweli would have done the same motherfucking thing. Hey, God, you need to sit your ass down on your fucking throne in the sky. Let this man talk, because God has no power. You know what I'm saying? So God has the ability to respond, but they think when something bad happened to you, that's God's response. No, nigga. If that's God's response, then every motherfucker that has something happen to them, you mean to tell me that has nothing to do with just life's trials and issues? Y'all want to contribute everything that goes wrong and right to God, but everything go wrong to this imaginary boogeyman Satan character. But Satan ain't done shit. Satan is barely mentioned throughout the Bible. So what I'm getting to, I know it sounds like I'm all over the place, but I'm making a point. This is what this lady was saying. I should not talk about God. I should not mock God. And Kweli, I know you heard that shit before. Don't mock our God. For what? This nigga ain't gonna do a goddamn thing. If God about that motherfucking life, he should go to GT Distribute and get a motherfucking Glock 19 or Glock 17 and come blow our fucking heads off. But your God ain't gonna do shit. So we gonna mock the motherfucker until the motherfucker show up. If the nigga's really real, he should be like, you know what? I'm tired of Kweli and Kwame. I'm finna fuck with these niggas. You know what I'm saying? On blood. You know what I'm saying? But God ain't saying none of that shit. You know, your God ain't about that life. Y'all might be about that life. You know, y'all going up in churches and shooting them up and going to mosques and shooting them up and shit. But your God ain't about that life. Call in Christians, Muslims, Jews, Hebrew Israelites. Call in. Show me that your God is about that life. I'm finna sip on my drink.
The link is in the chat. Anybody want to join the panel? The link is in the chat, in the live chat.
Hey, what we looking like, Kweli? I'm gonna have to turn it up. Am I gonna have to turn it up? I can turn it up, man. I'm telling you. I'm gonna turn it up for you. For our show. What episode we on? What episode 5?
Like 6, I think.
So that would be Genesis 8. I'll turn this bitch up.
You gotta turn it up. You know these streams, they don't start building up till about an hour in anyway. We got somebody joined in.
All right, what's up? What's up? How you doing? Thank you for calling to the Atheist Church. Thank you for coming to Atheist Revival. Amen. Amen on double side of the road.
Hello?
Peace, peace. What's happening? What's your name?
Hold on. Hello?
Peace, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, sir. Yeah. What's your name?
Yeah, hold on. Give me a second. I gotta lower my fan. Give me a second.
You ain't G-Man, are you? You sound like G-Man.
No, I ain't G-Man.
I often say I've been calling that motherfucker out.
I think I just talked to G-Man just yesterday, but I ain't G-Man now.
I've been calling G-Man out on the same shit 5 years ago. We still debating on the same shit 5 years ago.
Well, yeah, I had a talk
on YouTube.
I had a talk with him, and I forgot the other guy, Vix. I don't know if you know his channel, Vex.
Venom Fang X.
I can't remember. I don't know.
You talking about the guy that think the Grand Canyon happened in 5 minutes because he think the Earth is flat.
No. No, it ain't him. No, it ain't him.
Okay,
it's another guy. He was with G-Man. There was another guy. He was with
creationism.
G-Man.
Yeah, G-Man is a creationist. He's a Christian creationist.
Yeah,
Venom Fang X. Okay.
I believe in God too, but the way they were going about, how do I say this? The way some of them were going about it was just weird. So I was just like, I tried to show them some interesting stuff they've never seen before, but they didn't want to see it. They were too busy. They were too busy trying to argue with me rather than like wanting to see the evidence for like what God says.
Okay, so on this show, we're not gonna create an argument. There's no disrespect. Because Kweli runs a clean cut show. This brother basically brought me on. Like he could have said, you know what, Kwame, you ain't qualified for my show. He could have told me hell no. But this brother brought me on. And I'm grateful, and I thank God for this brother. GAWD. God. No, this brother really getting me some exposure, and I'm trying to help this brother.
You guys are atheists, right? You guys are atheists.
Yeah, we're atheists. Yeah. Okay, so you said you believe in God. Why do you believe in God?
Yeah,
what do you believe
in?
Wow. Besides my experience throughout life, I mean, there's too much evidence for like the words that he says. So since there's too much evidence for the words that he says, it's just like, okay, well, what else am I going to believe? I'm not going to not follow the evidence. I'm going to follow the evidence.
2 questions. What words are you talking about, and how did you determine that God actually said those words?
Oh, it's in the text.
Okay, so if I showed you a text that said that God said it, you would just believe it just because that's what the text says, right?
No. Because it has to be.
So what other reason
it has to be in the text, or else most likely it's not true. And I'm not just talking about the Bible. I'm talking about other ancient texts also.
Okay, yeah, that's what I'm saying. So if I dug up a book, and you like we went out to the woods or something, and some far off land, and we started digging, and we found some scrolls, and we ended up translating it, and on those scrolls it said it was passed down from God himself, and that basically all of the world's religions were a lie, and that this is the only true text that you should believe. So would you then start believing that text?
You're talking about I forgot what that book is called.
I'm not talking about any book in particular. I'm making
there's a book like that. There's a book like that. Yeah,
it probably that'd be interesting, but I'm just saying, like, hypothetically speaking, if me and you were to go out and find a book that said those things, would you believe it?
Oh, no. The reason why I don't believe that book is because it comes from the Watchers.
So
there's already a book like that in real life.
The Bible comes from other ancient texts like the N.E.W. So just because it comes from something else, you don't believe it? I'm trying to figure out.
No. Actually, I believe in most of other religions. What I believe is my God is the true God. These other gods are fallen angels.
Oh, okay. Time out. What evidence do you have that your God is? Are you referring? Because I'm kind of getting where you're going with this. You believe in ancient aliens, right?
Yes and no. I believe all the evidence points to the fact that they're fallen angels. The ancient aliens thing, they're fallen angels because they have sex with the women, and we have the bones of their kids. So it's like, okay, well. They had sex with the women, got them pregnant.
You're talking about you're in references to Genesis 5. So you've been following our channel because I read the Bible from Genesis to Revelations. So are you talking about these are God's kids that basically broke curfew and started seeing some sexy ass women on earth and said, "Shit, Trey Songz." Hold on, let me finish.
Yeah, they broke curfew. They went to a Trey Songz curfew. They went to a Trey Songz concert. You know, Kweli Kush was there. You know, rolling up for everybody and shit. So these are fallen angels that broke curfew, and God woke up, you know, with a boy Budweiser in his hand and said, "Shit, these goddamn kids done left the fucking house. They ain't shit. Fuck Kweli Kush. They done damn, you know, got drunk with Kwame and Kweli." So you mean to tell me that? Hold on. You mean to tell me that you believe that this God in Genesis chapter 5 has some sons with no?
It's six.
Yeah, and the Book of Maccabees. Yeah, you talking about the Book of Maccabees? We're gonna talk about the KJV. You talking about the Book of Maccabees? Yeah, I read that shit too.
You ever read the Book of Enoch?
It was. Yeah, Enoch too. Yeah, it was 6 sons. Yeah, you're correct. I'm not disagreeing with you, but how do you know that me and Kweli was at the Trey Songz concert when God's son was 6 sons was hanging with us at the Trey Songz concert? But how can God's sons be corrupt if he come from God? Can you please explain it to the audience, please? I'm gonna go on mute.
Okay, the first one you want me to explain? Well, prove first. How do?
Prove that they're real. Prove that they're real, and prove that how they got corrupted. You know what I'm saying? Just because me and Kweli was there, you know.
Oh, because we have the
6,000 years ago.
Yeah,
no,
it's because we have the bones of their kids. One of the children was found inside of a pregnant woman. So when they cut the pregnant woman open, the baby Nephilim was inside of there. So it's like, oh, okay. So basically, these guys had sex with the women, popped up inside, and we're finding their bones now. They're all over the internet. Anyone can look it up.
Wait. You said the bones of Nephilim?
Yeah, Nephilim, the bones of the Nephilim. Well, they're called basically Nephilim is just another term for giant, but like, you know, basically they call it a Nephilim. It's like a breed.
Can I interject right quick, yo? I got a question for you. I got this book, and it's called the Holy Book of Eric. Kwame, you probably heard of it, but in this book, it says that.
I downloaded that on Amazon yesterday. I forgot to tell you, I downloaded the Book of Eric.
It says that Eric Murphy is the Son of God, and he died and was resurrected 3 days later. And it also says that this book was written by God himself.
Oh God. Is that a real book?
Yeah, it's in the text.
Is the Bible a real book?
Oh, you guys are talking about the Bible. Come on. I thought you guys were like joking around.
I'm talking about, no, I'm not joking.
No, we like you, bro. We like you, bro.
Oh, yeah.
No, we like, you know, I'm just going to let you know, this is not an attack on you, brother, but we are. Okay, cool. You said you believe in God. You believe that God.
3 days. I'll go further.
Hold on.
I'll explain what I believe, what happened in those 3 days.
This question right quick. We ain't got to, before we do that, I just want to get past this one point. Because I feel like we was making some headway, and then we kind of
split apart.
But the question is, I have this book, the Holy Book of Eric, and it says that Eric Murphy is the Son of God and died and was resurrected 3 days later. And it also says that this book was written by God himself. And my question is, do you believe that?
Yeah, I believe yes. I believe Jesus Christ resurrected in 3 days. Yep, I do.
No. You believe that Eric Murphy is the Son of God?
Oh, no.
Why not?
Why not?
Nah.
It's in the text.
Nah. It's in the text.
Hold on.
He would literally have to.
I'm gonna hold on. I'm gonna go. Hey, Kweli, I'm gonna go on mute.
Because when I asked you the first time, I said, why do you believe in God? And you said, because of the text. You said there's evidence for the text.
No, the physical evidence and also the text.
All right. And I asked you a 2-part question. I said, what evidence specifically are you talking about? And how do you know that God wrote it? And you only answered one part of the question. You answered the part that said, how do you know? Hold on. You answered, how do you know God wrote it? I'm going back over this for the audience too, not just for you. Okay. So you answered how God wrote it. And you said, I asked you, how do you know God wrote it? You said, because it's in the text. So my hypothetical was to ask you, okay, I got this other text that also says something that contradicts what your text says. So just because it says it in the text, you can't use that as a basis for believing something, because when another text comes up that says something different, then you find yourself at a point where you have to use some other form of evidence, because they both are text and they both say different things. So you can't say, oh, because it says it in the text, therefore it's true. It has to be something more than that. So what else besides the fact that it's in the text? Because we just proved that just because something's in the text doesn't make it true. Because you don't believe Eric Murphy is the son of God, but it says it in the text. So that right there shows me that you're not really using that as your basis to believe that God wrote this Bible. So what else proves to you that God wrote the Bible other than the fact that it says it in the text?
Oh no, Jesus Christ said there's a giant snake circling the earth. It's real. You want to see the body?
How do you know that Jesus said that? We back at the first question. How do you know that Jesus said that?
Epistle of Sophia, chapter 126. There's a giant dragon circling the earth. I have the pictures of its body.
Okay.
Do you want to see it?
How do you know that Jesus wrote that?
That's your choice. That comes down to belief. But if you want to see the snake, yeah, sure.
So you don't know
pictures of a giant
that
snake.
Jesus wrote that?
No. Whether Jesus wrote that or not, that's up for debate. But I believe it, and not just that. If I have the physical evidence for it, I have the pictures of it, then yeah, I'm gonna believe it.
Okay, I just want to see like where your head was, because some people don't know the difference between a belief and a fact. They want to claim stuff for fact. As long as you know that what you're saying is your belief.
No, this is belief. I have the physical evidence for the snake, but my belief is that Jesus Christ.
All right, what's the snake thing? Because I didn't really hear the question.
I'll put it in the chat. It's called my channel is called Why Non-Believers Are Idiots, and the video is called Matt Dillahunty Will Be Placed in Outer Darkness. I'll get the video.
Well, I got to tell you, it's probably some bullshit, but the YouTube won't let you post a link, so you'll just have to like tell people where to go. But the other part of the question, the first part of the question, what evidence are you speaking of when you say there's too much evidence in the Bible and all this? Like, what are you talking about? Because I don't see any evidence for the Bible.
No, physical evidence.
What are you talking about?
Like in the Epistle of Sophia, like I just said, there's a giant snake circling the earth. Well, basically the Holy Spirit led me to the pictures, and now I'm basically making videos about it and posting it everywhere. That's the first part.
You believe there's a giant snake circling the earth, and you haven't proven it yet.
No, yeah,
You say you have.
Yeah,
I'm predicting that I'm gonna go to that link, and it's gonna be a waste of time. So when I feel like wasting some time, I'll probably check it out.
Okay, well, I left it up there. I left it in the chat. Remember, the video is called Matt Dillahunty Will Be Placed in Outer Darkness. He's an atheist that basically I was trying to show him something, and he rather than
can you place us in outer darkness right now? What is outer darkness like?
Outer darkness is a giant snake. Outer darkness is the giant snake that circles the earth.
Do you know that the ancient?
I told y'all that believers believe in Kweli. Stuff now.
What? Hold on, Kweli. Do you know that? And I deal with ancient Kemet, right? So, do you know that the snake represents the pineal gland? Have you ever seen the head of a snake, like a coral reef or something like that? A coral snake. Do you understand why the Egyptians have the snake on their headdress?
No. One, I don't really know 100% sure why exactly they have that, but you can see this in a bunch of other religions. It's not just a snake. The owl, the ox, the raven.
That's all ancient Kemet. That's all ancient Egypt. And like I said, I'm a Kemetic brother. So what you're referencing, Matt Dillahunty is not going to experience. Okay. This is all a meta. No, he's not. He's not going to experience it.
He's human. He has to die.
He is human. Okay. Calm down. He is human. But this is all metaphorical, sir.
No,
stop taking this. No, listen. I'm going to tell you why. Stop taking the shit literal, because I am a Kemetic priest. Do not do that. I'm an atheist and a Kemetic priest. And the reason why I'm an atheist and a Kemetic priest, because I teach people how the ancient Kemetic people looked at nature as a deity, but they didn't look at it as a god. They looked at it, okay, let's take, for instance, the darkness. When you look up in the sky, what do you see? The dark sky with stars, right?
Yeah.
Okay. That is the goddess Noon. She is the sea of chaos. She gives birth to humanity. She gives birth to the universe. That's what explains it. Yes. That's what you get. Now, no. Don't confuse it with flat earth shit. Okay. So out of Noon's vagina comes Apep and Atun.
This is symbolism, TJ.
It's symbolism. It's not real. You're taking ancient African spirituality and making it literal. It's not literal, bro. That's why I'm an atheist. Like, I even had Dr. Phil Valentine. I had Dr. Reggie say, well, Kwame. I even had Garfield. Garfield say, well, Kwame, why you an atheist? But, bro, y'all are better scholars than me. Why aren't you atheists? This shit not real.
I tell you why, because of fear. It all boils. So you can have people as smart as Garfield and as smart as those other people that you mentioned.
Reggie, Dr. Reggie.
But they afraid. They're afraid to admit that there is no God because Pascal's wager. What if they die and there is a God? They feel like, oh, I don't want to be out there. But I feel like shit. If I die and I'm wrong about there being a God, then I got some questions for this motherfucker because you didn't show yourself to me.
I was on Garfield show today. No, hold on. Before I'm gonna let you speak.
I'm just gonna let you. I'm just waiting.
No, wait. Before you speak, I'm gonna talk to my host. But Kweli, I said the same thing on Garfield show. He's saying the same shit. Why that's a white man's religion, atheism, atheos. And even Unc told him the same shit. It has nothing to do with white people. Black people have been atheists for thousands of years. It's all symbolism. You know, Garfield, I told Garfield, I said, Garfield, you are a great scholar. This was today. I said, Garfield, because he knew who I was. He said, oh, you're part of the new atheist experience. See, they think we're still under the new atheist experience. I said, yes, I'm an atheist. He said, brother, you are real deep in Kemetic spirituality. I said, first of all, spirituality means wind, breath, and air. It does not mean somebody is doing it for you. This is something that is given by nature. And so Garfield was like, oh, so explain to me why you don't believe in a higher power. I said, listen, I'm not saying I don't believe in a higher power, but I don't believe in a God, which is a Germanic term. Guess who showed up? Ankh. Ankh came in and said, I've been trying to tell you, brothers, that this shit is only metaphorical. When Ankh showed up, I shut the fuck up.
Okay,
Kweli, am I wrong? Kweli, hold on. Let me talk to the host. Kweli, am I wrong for just let Ankh handle that shit, right?
You're right. I agree with. I don't think I ever heard Unc say something I disagree with. To be real with you.
You see what I'm saying? So when Unc showed up and said he is right, he said I'm right. I don't know why Garfield, the extreme scholarship that Garfield and Reggie have. Why do you think that it's something magic above you? You know what I did?
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Let Q get it. That's you, Q.
I'm gonna let you in, Q. I'm gonna let you in, Q. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Yeah. Oh, my bad. Go ahead. My bad.
No, I'm giving you the floor. I'm going on mute.
Oh yeah. First and foremost, peace. But yeah, like when you said that really boggled my mind. That you saying like you're a Kemetic priest and you're also an atheist. That sounds. At the very least, it sounds self-contradictory because on one hand, you're saying that they believe that nature was a deity. Now, a deity is a god. Now, to be an atheist is the assertion is that there are no gods. Now, I know you just said previously that God is a Germanic term, but I'm not speaking German. I'm speaking English. And as long as we understand that a deity is a god and a god is a being that has supernatural powers, then how can you connect the two and say that you're an atheist, which is the assertion that there are no gods, and you're a Kemetic priest?
The reason why I'm a Kemetic priest, through Infudiji, is because even Infudiji said that these are principles of nature. It's not the reason why we're atheists, because you gotta look at the root word. A means without when you're dealing with something. Theos means religion. That's why Unc brought it up. When Unc heard me say that shit, Unc jumped in, and Unc said, Kwame, step back. I got this. Unc been telling Garfield. Unc been telling Reggie what atheism means. It's without.
Let's not talk about them. Let's talk about you,
bro. Hold on. Time out.
If I may simplify, I think I can explain it like real simple. You know what I'm saying? Basically, it's the same way when you talk about being an atheist, because see, God is not real. You know what I mean? That's the fact here. Now you ain't got to believe me on that, but that's if you understand that, it'll make what I'm about to say easier to accept. God is not real. So when you say atheist, you have to then define what you're an atheist to. Because if you define God, like if you a brother polite and you say God is the black woman, well, guess what? I'm not an atheist to that, because I believe in black women. If you say God is the lighter that I'm holding, then I believe in this lighter. So I'm not an atheist. If you say God is Hercules or Zeus or Jesus, then I'm an atheist because I don't believe in those gods. So when you say you're an atheist, you're talking about atheist in respect to something. So you can be an atheist in respect to every god except the God that
That's
you believe
why,
in.
and you know, Kweli, I don't mean to interrupt you, but I'm gonna tell the brother. That's why Uncle Cat jumped in when I was about to explain to Garfield and Reggie why I'm an atheist. But Uncle Cat told them. He's been telling them. Am I Kweli? Am I lying? Unc been telling Sinetta. He's been telling Reggie. He's been telling Garfield. But see, Garfield, I feel like Garfield Rastafarian. That's what I feel.
But why you keep bringing up these people when I was asking about you and the contradiction that I thought that I saw, which was you were let me put it to you this way. If you have a pastor of a church and he says that he's an atheist, wouldn't you look at him as being contradictory to what he's talking about?
Why would I be contradictory to the God concept? Like, please explain. We're gonna give you the floor. I'm gonna give you the floor. Go ahead,
because
bro.
you said you're an atheist. Now I see what you guys just did real quick. You kind of used philosophy a little bit, and then you kind of moved over into the etymology of it. So when you talk about atheist and you want to break down the word, well, that's not how we use it today. And if you actually want to look into initially how atheist was used, it was used against the people that weren't going with the religion of that time. It didn't mean it didn't mean how the brother Kweli just broke it down. Now, as time moved forward, if you talk about local atheism or in philosophy, it is the assertion that there is no gods, period. That's just what it is. So you can't then just go to the etymology and then try to philosophize at the same time. That doesn't work. So what I'm asking is, how can you say that you believe in a deity, which is nature, but then at the same time, you also denounce and say and make the assertion that there are no gods?
Personification. You ever heard of the word personification?
Yes.
That's why I don't believe in a literal God. Even our ancestors never believed in a literal God. They believe in a personification of a God, and they gave it human attributes. Like Ra is the sun god, the supreme god of the sky. Like, okay, so let me ask you a question. You heard about the sun standing still in the book of Daniel, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, so the sun stood still while the earth was still dark.
Right.
That never happened.
Yes, it
did. That
did.
never happened. Huh?
That's
I
easy to
agree.
explain. I can explain that really easily.
Brother, that's impossible. It didn't happen. Like,
Yeah, it did.
Okay.
That's the same dude that said this is a
listen.
giant snake in space, y'all. So let him talk.
I'm gonna let him talk. I'm gonna go on.
Yeah. The Earth is flat with a dome. Okay. So I'm gonna get that out the way right now. Well, on the flat Earth model, it's real simple. The sun and moon are magnetic. The Earth is magnetic. So they push away from each other. Okay. And basically, all God has to do is literally like press one button. The reason why I say this is because we can mimic the same thing the sun and moon are doing right now with a damn clock. And if you want to see the video, I'll show it to you. It's called the levitating clock. Yeah, it just rotates, and then when they press a button, it completely stops moving. So that's all God has to do. Be like, oh, press this button. Okay, sun and moon stop, and then finish your war, and then it'll start up again.
So when it gets dark, where's the sun? If the Earth is a flat dome, like where does the sun go at night? How does the sun go?
Oh no, it's just really small, and it goes away. It's just really small.
Goes away where? What do you mean?
It keeps rotating. It keeps rotating.
How big?
How come I
big
can't
is the
see it
sun?
at night? How come I can't? Hold on. Time out. Because
Kweli, go ahead.
A star is I can see it at night, even though it can be really dim. You know what I'm saying? I can see a candle because it's nighttime. You can see things that are illuminated. The sun is very bright, so I don't really see how it can be. You claim that it's so close, but I can't see it at night. Where does it go?
Well, yeah, it goes thousands of miles away. The stars are only a few miles away. They're only probably maybe a few hundred miles away. That's it, max. And I'm being generous because based off some of the stuff I've seen, they might be like 100 miles away, and that's it. The stars, but like the sun and the moon, they literally go thousands of miles away. And on top of that, they're tiny.
I don't want to bounce from topic to topic, but that's all the question I had about that. But back to what Q was saying, though, I would say it's like what Kwame is saying. You calling these things gods, but I think it's a matter of semantics. Like you saying what we call atheism is not what the word originally mean. What we call gods is not what they originally meant. All they meant was how did it form? Well, this is how it formed. So when we in our modern talk, we say, well, where did it come from? Where's the God? You know what I'm saying? So in our language, we're saying their God was nature, but all they're saying is this is where this shit came from. And it's like I said, it's just a matter of semantics. We can get into that ain't what the word meant and this ain't what the word meant, but we're speaking a language that's heavily full of shit already. So like just look at how we throw around definitions, like the word cap, for example. 5 years ago, wasn't nobody saying cap to mean you lying. You know what I'm saying? But now that's what that word means.
I was saying that 15 years ago, but maybe that's a down south thing. But
I mean, we said hold on. We said cap. We said cap, but it had a different definition. When we said cap, it was short for capitalizing. It's like I'm finna cap on this play. Like on some drug shit. But I'm saying like niggas be like, oh, you capping. Like words change meaning over time is what I'm saying. So the fact that they meant something different when atheism was first being used than we mean it now don't really matter. What you got to ask somebody is, what do you mean by that? So if you listen to the show, we always do that. We say, what do you mean by, even if it's like make me sound stupid as fuck, when people bring out words, I got to ask them, what do you mean by that? Because you might not necessarily mean what I think you mean or what the last person meant, and I don't want to be talking past you. And just because you choose to use that word don't really matter. I care about the definition. So when Kwame say he an atheist, you shouldn't focus on the fact that he calling himself an atheist. You should focus on what he really believes. And he telling you he don't believe in no God. You know what I'm saying? So you can say that nature is a God, but he telling you he don't see it that way. You know what I'm saying? He see it as just like, oh, that's a metaphor. You know what I mean? But I'm done. You can go ahead.
Yeah, so I 100% agree with you. When you're speaking with somebody, you have to understand the terms that they're using and the message that they're attempting to convey, even though they may be using words that to you mean different things. So I totally get that, and I'm not against that. But at the same time, how can you, according to the brother Kwame, he said he's a Kemetic priest, and the ancient Egyptians believed that nature was a deity.
Okay, so let me stop you right there. That is true. but they didn't think it was a literal deity. Like Aset. Let's talk about Aset. She represents the throne. The throne is represented as the foundation. The woman foundates the creation. We give off the seed. That's why you got Osiris or Asir. He gives off the seed of resurrection. So the woman is the foundation of our set. So this is what y'all need to understand. And I told Dr. Reggie, I told Brother Garfield. Now, Garfield agrees with me 100%. But see, a lot of Hebrew Israelites will say that that's not true. This is what was taught in the ancient times. Aset is just a representation of the foundation of creation. But Aset never existed. Osiris or Asir never existed. Heru or Osiris, or Horus never existed. These are principles that our ancestors came up with in order to teach their offspring.
Okay,
this is the offspring. Go ahead, brother.
Let me tell you why I vehemently disagree with what you're saying. Now, the Egyptians didn't only look at it like that, and I feel like you're kind of being a little funny with it, because they believed in the underworld and that they would go somewhere else after they died. So what you're saying is that they believe like atheists today, like after you die, you just maggot food. That's what I believe.
No. Let me
finish.
Okay, go ahead and finish, bro. Go ahead and finish.
So as atheists today, such as myself, I believe that once you die, there is no underworld. There's nowhere you're going. There's nobody that's going to be weighing your heart. There's none of that. But the people in ancient Egypt, they thought these things. So while you want to say, "Oh, Aset wasn't real; it was just a personification," well, no. They really thought that a person by the name of Ma'at was going to be like weighing them. And like, they really thought that. That's why these people were so ignorant that they were burying themselves with all of their gold and all this other foolishness and their servants. They really thought this. So I reject when you say, oh, no, they didn't think of actual deities and that they were atheists. No, they were not atheists. But go ahead.
They were atheists, and the reason why is because the book of Pert Imheru and Ger does not represent death. So when you look at Wallace Budge's The Book of the Dead, that was not talking about death. These were things that they use as an everyday thing. So at the end of the day, like how we have an end of the day, how I have an end of the day, how Kweli has an end of the day. I have not killed nobody. I have not stole from nobody. I have not committed adultery. These are things that they did every day. If you look at the Peri Hamaru and Ger, you see the shin, not the cartouche. That's a French word for bullet. But when you look at the cartouche, these are things that they came up with, saying that this is the end of the day.
Oh no, yeah. It sounds like we need to schedule a debate between Kwame and Cube on this topic.
Yeah, hey, Cube, you come here, brother. I'm gonna come here. Hey, Kweli, you right.
Bring in the new guest,
but Kweli, hold on, Kweli and Q. I study on the brother. Hold on, time out. I'm the co-host. Time out. I studied under brother Jabari. I can bring Jabari on. Y'all know who Jabari is, right?
Yeah, he's a committed Christian. Yeah, go ahead.
What? Okay, we'll go with that. Okay, time out. But it's not Christianity. But I can bring brother Jabari on. He will tell you the same thing I'm telling you. The ancient Kemetic people did not believe in the afterlife. They believed in the dream world. When you look at Google right now, the Per Imheru and Ger, which is the Book of the Dead, which Wallace Bud called. When you see that leaf, between, hold on, let me break it down to you, brother. When you see that leaf between Heru and his father, what is that leaf? That leaf separates from reality. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about, the lotus leaf, the lotus. So the lotus is between Heru and Osir or Osir. It's not literal. He's saying that nobody can get to the happy land unless they come through me.
Hold on, Kwame. We got a faggot in the goddamn chat. The professionals talking about let some regular people call in. I posted the link right in the chat. All you got to do is click it. So by regular people, do you mean people that ain't smart enough to read and click? Because it's right there in the chat, dumb motherfucker. So who is Jackson Briggs though? Let's bring him.
Yeah, Jackson. And you know what? Jackson Briggs come from Mortal Kombat. You remember that nigga? Jackson Briggs was from Mortal Kombat. Since y'all want to go there, he was a character in Mortal Kombat.
But remember your point, brother, because I want to come back.
I remember my point. So when you look at the Pert, I'm gonna call it the Pert M. Haru Inger, which is the book. Hold on, brother. Which is the book of coming forth by day and by night. This is what hold on. Can I finish? You agree with that, right? It's called the book of coming forth by day and by night.
Yeah, that's not Q. That's not Q talking.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, Q. My bad. Who's talking? Because I'm trying to explain something.
That's Jackson. He was confused because I said his name earlier though. You know what I'm saying? So he was trying to talk. Well, go ahead, finish what you're saying.
Okay, I'm going in. Okay, so we got the book, what Wallace Budge, which he incorrectly. Well, he has some things correct, but he has some things incorrect as well. So I'm not going to discredit Wallace Budge's book in its totality, but I'm gonna discredit the names, how they call. Like Anubis is not called Anubis, it's called Anpu. Onin is called the son of the judgment. So he's being judged. Okay. So have you ever, let me ask you a question. What's your name, brother, again? I lost my
talking about me?
Yeah. The comedic brother, the other comedic brother.
Oh no, I'm not comedic, but he must be talking to somebody else.
I don't know who say they understand comedic spirituality, whatever. It's not spirituality because there's no such thing as a spirit, but they will say this shit. But
hold on, I thought you said there wasn't such thing as a spirit, and it just means wind.
No, there's no. It's wind, breath, and air. That's all it is.
So hold on, but now you're saying that it's not, brother.
No. Okay, no. No, I don't.
I think y'all getting lost in the language. You know what I'm saying? It's like semantics. So to Q, the reason why he throwing you off is because he's saying in one breath is no such thing, and in another breath it means this. But like that's the same thing. It's like when people say, "Oh, we're the gods, we're the gods." That's just like saying there is no God.
Brother. But the thing.
But no, to be honest, I was just joking with him. I was just joking as all.
I'm gonna say, cause bro, we don't like even Brother Jabari, Brother Jabari and Infudiji and Brother Phil Valentine. I study on those brothers.
Hold on. You keep saying that a lot. You keep saying that. I've heard you say that about 3 times. So I have to ask you 2 questions. How long have you been studying under Brother Jabari?
About 5 years.
Okay. And last question. Did you realize that in the past 3 weeks or so, to a month, I've heard him say that he believes in a higher power? Are you aware of that?
Yeah, I've seen that. Okay. I've seen that. Okay. But let's did you see the part where he was saying that he was talking about the God particle and stuff like that? He doesn't believe in it.
I don't need to see any of that. Once he says he believes in a higher power, he's no longer atheist. And if you're following up under him,
no.
And he's teaching you.
No,
there's no way around that.
He is an atheist. Jabari is an atheist, right?
So he believes in something.
He might have. I mean, I saw that. I don't know exactly what. I can't speak for Jabari. He'll have to, answer that for himself. But I would say it's entirely possible to follow under somebody and not agree with 100% of everything they say.
That was my point, brother. That was exactly my point. Because
he keeps bringing
him up, and what I'm trying to say is stop bringing him up and let me just deal with you one-on-one, because you're bringing up a person that's saying these things. So now let me attack the person that's saying these things, because you won't respond directly to the things that I'm saying to you, because you keep bringing up Infudishi and Jabari. So deal with directly to the arguments that I'm making. You see what I'm saying?
Okay, we'll deal with that. We'll deal with that, brother. I understand what you're saying. We'll deal with that on a peaceful level. Okay, so from what I'm getting from them as an atheist, the higher power is something like when you look up in the sky, you see a higher essence. But we're not saying that there is a God of Christianity. We're not saying that there's a God of Islam or Hinduism or Zoroastrianism or Mithra. That those gods do not exist. These things are things that
and neither does the God that Jabari believes in. It doesn't exist either, brother.
No, the thing is, what Jabari is saying that there is a start. There is a start. There's not a God.
He said he believes in higher power. You can't change what the brother said. It's on wax.
I ain't trying to change what he's saying. But basically, from what
you're telling me that he believes in a star. But I'm telling you that's not what he said. He said he believes in.
Wait, Kush.
Go ahead, bro.
Are you stupid? You echo now.
You good.
Hey, what's up, sir? I'm masturbating my boy cock too, Daddy. I like.
Oh yeah, that's a faggot.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna deal with that cat. Like, what is he trying to say? Like, what the fuck that?
That's a man. It's like a little app where you can just you press play and they say dumb shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's a soundboard.
It's a robot. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, you wanted to know how atheism is a religion, right?
Yeah, please tell me.
Go ahead. Yeah, please tell us. Please tell us.
Here. Let me ask you a question.
What's the doctrine of atheism?
No. We don't want you to ask us anything. Tell us how atheism is a religion.
By having blind faith in something.
Okay, so that's what makes a religion by having blind faith. And what do
if you have blind faith in something, you're religious.
That's not true. First of all, and then so first of all, that's not true. But we can pretend like it is true. What do atheists have blind faith in?
The core of the earth. You guys believe it, but you've never seen it in your entire life.
You think that's blind faith? You think that's not based on anything? So it's a difference between not seeing something. It's a difference between not seeing something with your eyes and not having evidence for something.
I'm okay with saying I have blind faith in God, but you better admit that you've never seen the core in your entire life. So I want you to admit and be like, hey, look, I don't know, but I believe, and I'm okay with that.
Hey, brother, have you ever been to China?
No, but I know it's there. I can go travel there. I can take
Whoa, brother, you said you've never been to China, but you know it's there.
Yep.
Wouldn't that be blind faith also according to the logic that you just displayed as far as the core?
Yeah. I don't mind having the difference between you and me. I'm okay with having blind faith.
No, the difference.
You just said two different things, bro. You just said two different things. You said I know it's there, and then now you're saying you have blind faith. Which one?
Because I know for a fact I can take a plane there and I can prove it.
No, brother, listen. You said you have blind faith, but you also said you know it's there. Explain to me, how do you reach both of those conclusions at the same time when they're contradictory?
Because I can take a plane, and then once I get there, it's like, oh yeah, China's real, and it's that easy. And it's that easy. And then I prove my case, and there, China is no longer a blind faith belief. It's now real because I traveled there. Okay. Now I want you to travel to the core of the earth.
You knew it though, but you said you knew it.
To the core of the earth.
So what's the use of blind faith when you just said that you know China is real?
Of course. Come on. It's a stupid question, but I'm answering it anyway.
Do you understand that you've just reached two conclusions?
Yeah. Yeah, I know that for a fact.
That's part of the problem, brother, is that you can see that you.
I don't mind it.
Hold on, let me finish. Let me finish. Brother, can I finish? The problem is that you understand, like you just said, you see that you're reaching two different conclusions that are clearly contradictory, and you're continuing with it.
Yeah, but I know I can do it. That's the difference between me and you. You can't.
Okay, that's illogical, brother.
You can't go to the core of the earth. If you can, let me know. Take a picture of it, dig down 4,000 miles, and prove it. If not, you are a blind faith atheist. You are religious. It's that simple.
What is faith? What is faith? Tell us what the definition of faith. What is faith?
Having faith in something without seeing it.
Okay, so you believe in your God, right?
Yep.
But you don't. But you have faith that it exists because you don't see it, right?
Oh no! Look, you wouldn't believe me even if I told you. I have my own experience with God Himself.
So your personal experience, bypasses. Hold on, wait a minute. So your personal experience bypasses your faith?
Oh, no. It reinforces my faith.
Wait, how you reinforce a faith, which basically faith is not something that's rooted in truth?
No, faith.
You don't need faith. Like if anything is true, you don't need faith to actually have substantial
I disagree
evidence.
with that. No, I disagree with that. You can have faith in something even though it's rooted in truth. Because even though you may have faith about something, that doesn't mean that it's going to happen every time. Like quick example.
But we're talking about a deity, though. We're talking about a deity. That's why I have an issue with that. We're talking about. I agree with what you're saying, brother. I agree with what you're saying, but we're talking about a deity.
But if we're talking about a deity or not, it has to logically follow, or else it's illogical.
But you have to prove that deity, though. You have to prove that deity. You have to prove that,
brother.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
All you have to show is justification.
So if I came to you, I know we both deal with Kemet, but if I came to you and say, I saw Osiris.
Go ahead.
Oh, you don't deal with Osiris. Okay, so I say, well, I saw Asar, man. He came in my house one day. You be like, nigga, show me that shit is true. Can I produce Asar again? No, I can't, because I basically never seen Asar before.
Okay, but see, what you're misunderstanding is you have to deal with justification, and justification is only within yourself. So how will you justify that you actually saw Asar? That's what you have to deal with. Now, I can't peer into your brain, or your mind, no more than I can do anybody on this panel, and neither can you do me.
So you think things that are not audibly or physically proven is actually true?
No, that's not what I'm saying. I said justification.
That's what atheists deal with. We deal with things that are true. We care about as many true things as many false things. We don't want to believe false things. We want to believe as many true things as we can.
We'll see. Hold on. Wait. See, now what you just did is what the brother just accused you of atheists being a religion. Because what you just said, well, atheists do this. So you just made him correct in even saying that. You should never say that. Hold on. You should never say that atheists believe this, because a Christian can say, well, Christian believes this. And a Muslim can say, well, Muslims believe this. That's what makes it a religion, because the dogma that
I was gonna kind of say something to that same effect, though. You know what I'm saying? You gotta take it into consideration of who's speaking, because atheism is not a religion. And to point it out, I was going to ask CJ, do you think that there are any atheists that do not believe that the earth has a core?
I haven't run. I'm telling you this right now from experience.
Do you think it's possible?
I haven't run into a single one.
Is it possible?
Oh yeah, of course, yeah, definitely.
Okay, so that possibility, so that proves that your point is mute. I haven't run into one yet. It doesn't matter. That proves that your point is mute.
You're right.
Listen to me. If it's possible that an atheist cannot believe that the earth has a core, then your point is mute, because you said that atheists believe that the earth has a core. They take that on faith, but you also said that it's possible that they could not believe that. So you just null and voided your own point. But that's why I'm telling you, atheism is not a religion. That's why when you said that in the private chat, I asked you, I said, what are the tenets of atheism? Because that's what makes a religion. It don't got nothing to do with, oh, well, you believe this and you believe that. And to what Cube was saying, different people have different perspectives. So just because somebody like Kwame say he's an atheist, that doesn't mean that I'm an atheist, but that don't mean that me and Kwame agree on everything. I might believe that the earth has a core and he don't. So atheism is not a religion in that respect. But what Kwame was saying, you know what I'm saying, he might be speaking a little loosely, but what he's saying is basically atheists tend to want these things, or atheists tend to believe these types of things, not that it's an absolute. It's like saying that white people are racist. It's not saying that all white people are racist.
It's not an absolute. Every atheist is different, but for the most part, most of the atheists I've met, pretty much at least 100% of the atheists I've met. I'm pretty sure there's some out there that are probably
just for the sake of for the audience.
And you know what? I want to clarify some things. I want to clarify some things.
I'm gonna give you floor in about 10 seconds. I just want to clarify for the audience that might be listening, because I know people out there actually believe this stuff, but science and the consensus is not that the earth has a core. It's that most likely, based on reading and analyzing seismic waves and the Earth's magnetic field, they think that the Earth's core is molten iron and nickel because of the seismic waves. It's based on the evidence of the seismic waves in the magnetic field. So nobody ever been there, but they also don't claim that this is 100% true. They're saying most likely this is the case.
In addition to what the brother just said,
I want to tackle on beliefs. Let me talk on beliefs first.
I'm gonna say this real quick and we can move on. In addition to what the brother Kweli just said, it's not only that, it's also that we see how stars are formed. We see how planets are formed every day. No. Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay.
Stars are angels. Stars are angels. You know that, right?
Okay.
That's the guy that believes that the snake is orbiting the Earth, y'all.
No, the snake is there's a snake circling the Earth. I posted the video.
You're a borderline troll at this moment. So
I'm not trolling. You can watch the video. I posted it up in the chat.
Bro, how we know this video is not Photoshop?
You can go to the U.S. Navy National Oceanic Atmospheric Administration.
Okay, so why hasn't that been national news?
Why would they? They're Satanists. Satanists are in charge of the Earth. Why would they post up the truth?
Okay, so God created the Earth. This imaginary God created the Earth, but said, "Oh, well, Satan, you in charge of this shit."
No. Satan has to use the people. He has to.
God ain't doing nothing to stop this whole Satanist movement, right?
Oh God, God plays his part, and the Satan plays his part, and then God watches.
Okay, so God is sitting back watching us on his big flat screen TV with some Budweiser in his hand.
No, God's above the dome. He can just look down.
The dome, yeah. Bro. We got several craters on this
video. It's on video.
We got several craters on this fucking Earth. I've been to the asteroid crater in Arizona. What the fuck was that?
Why don't Elon Musk ever hit the dome when he go to space every other week?
What are you talking about? They literally sent rockets to hit the dome. It's on video. You haven't seen it?
You haven't seen the videos of them? They just went to space like the day before yesterday.
There's no space. That's all fake. I can literally fake space.
Where's your evidence that it's fake?
SpaceX is lying to people the same way NASA is?
Yeah.
Where's your evidence?
Let's move to something else, man.
No. Wait. Time out. No, we want him. We want this troll to explain or screen share what he's talking about.
Come on, man. Okay. We know it's foolishness at this point.
It is foolishness. I agree with you. It's foolishness. This guy probably plays Mario Mash Brothers on his Nintendo Wii in his mom's basement. Probably play with himself a lot. And he wants to troll us.
You guys can watch it. The rocket hits the dome. That's just one. There's other ones.
The rocket hits the dome 60 miles up. So you do know a man-made rocket barely goes 50 feet? Barely goes 50 feet, bro. A man-made rocket goes 50 feet.
This one went like 70 to 80
miles. Somebody got an echo. You gotta turn y'all stream down or put your headphones in.
So you do know a man-made rocket barely goes.
Keep going.
Okay. Who is that in the back? I can hear it.
A man-made rocket goes 50 feet.
You just talk over it now.
Who is that?
Hopefully they'll fix it. I don't know.
Yeah, that's probably me. Let me take my headphones out real quick. I'm gonna fix it.
Yeah, and put that God down too from Egypt while you at it. I want to get back into that when we can, though. I'm listening. Go ahead, y'all.
Hey, am I good? Let's do a radio check. Mic check. Is it echo?
1 2 1 2. No echo.
Checking.
All right, so that must have been the troll, bro. Hits the dome.
Let's get back into your belief in this non-god of Egypt.
2 3.
All right, so we got mic check. Those deities, even like I said, from my teachers and stuff, they would even tell you that those gods are not. Nobody's gonna die and see scales. We know that.
Yeah, I don't think it's real. I think they're doing the same thing. Like, do y'all keep up with the black woman is God debates? You know what I'm saying? It's the same reason why they don't understand where people coming from when they say the black woman is God. That's why you having a problem understanding Kwame when he say that he's a Kemetic priest, because y'all meaning two different things. So they don't mean that the black woman is God, like she created the universe. They're saying that if you're gonna call something a God, the closest thing that fits that idea is your mama. That's all they saying. But they take that out of context and try to say that you saying that your mama created the universe, and then they get into this debate about it. But that's not really what they're saying. So what Kwame is saying is that they believe in these nature as the creative force. So that was in effect their God. But
yeah, the nature, the ages of the ancestors, the
nature and all that stuff. It was just like a way to. It was like almost science, a way for them to say this is how this stuff happened, and illustrated in a story that was a personification of physical aspects of nature. It was not nothing to what we today call a God. So that's how he's saying it's not a God. But if you're gonna call something a God back then, this is the closest thing to it. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like y'all I think y'all talking past each other. And
I think that's what it was. And hold on, brother. Let me emphasize on that. And you know, Kweli is 100% correct. The ancestor personified the N.E.W. The N.E.W., the agents of the ancestors. That's what it was. They looked at Re as the creative force of all the planets. If you look at the Temple of Luxor, you will see all that. If you look at the Temple of Hathor or the Temple of Asar, you will see all that. It's all personification. It's not literal. See, a lot of people like Hebrew Israelites, they be like, well, y'all think Horus and Set fucked each other. No, that never happened because Horus and Set never existed. These were personification figures. These were figures of nature. Heru represent the day. Set or Seti represented the night. So when the sun rise, Heru defeated Set. He defeated the darkness, the dark energy. And when the sun set, Seti defeated Heru, sending him into the underworld. That was not real, but these were stories. These are allegories created to understand the difference between day and night, duality. These were duality personifications. That's why I say Brother Jabari and Brother Reggie, they don't believe in God. They just want to say atheists. We're atheists, bro. There is nothing above us. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's all personification, brother. Go ahead.
And let me disagree furthermore. So when I go to Wikipedia and I look at the ancient Egyptian religion, excuse me. Hey, somebody does have an echo though. Might as well, if you're not speaking, might as well just mute.
I'm on mute. I don't know why you got an echo, but I'm on mute.
No, okay, yeah, it's gone now. So, excuse me. So, another reason why I disagree, because when I go and type in ancient Egyptian religion, what I see here is congruent with what I'm saying. Like it says here, the Egyptians believe that the phenomena of nature were divine forces in and of themselves. These deified forces, as you call them, deities, these deified forces include the elements, animal characteristics, or abstract forces. The Egyptians believed in a pantheon of gods, which were involved in all aspects of nature and human societies. Their religious practices were efforts to sustain and placate these phenomena and turn them to human advantage. So as many times as you try to say that they didn't believe in gods, every piece of literature that I get my hands on says something different. So
okay, so you went to Wikipedia. No, it does not contradict what I'm saying. They are correct, but the thing is, they personified it and they gave it human attributes. That's what we.
So what is a personification? What is a personification?
Because they gave it human attributes, but the deity did not exist itself. Personification is basically giving things in a small term, is basically personifying and saying that it has human attributes or that it's some kind of divine being. But they did not believe that that divine being existed.
But they did.
No, they did not.
Do you have
okay? You know what? Let me ask you. This is what we're gonna do. This is what we're gonna do. This is what we know. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna bring Brother Jabari on. We're gonna bring Brother Jabari on. No, because apparently you're not listening to me, but I know you're listening to Brother Jabari.
No,
I will personally contact Brother Jabari, and he's gonna say the same thing I'm saying. Okay, so when you look at Christianity, Yahweh gets mad. He has mood swings. He has all this other bullshit.
Brother, I'm an atheist, brother. So
I'm an atheist as well.
But I don't understand why you bringing up that God when I'm talking about the Egyptian gods.
But the Wikipedia article, no, the Wikipedia article you brought up was partially correct. They basically gave it human attributes in order to teach their offspring on how nature works. So they deified nature and gave it human attributes, like they do Yahweh, like they do Allah, like they do Dionysus, like they do Zoroaster. They give them human attributes, but they did not believe they were actually real. So when you break down, okay, so if you look at a picture of Asar, you break him down, he's basically a N.E.W. It's elements of nature, but they deified them and called them God. No, they didn't even call them gods, because God is a late Germanic term, mean to invoke a prior libation. But they basically saying, okay, we got Ray in the sky. So what does Ray look like? He's a falcon head with a human body. That means your human intellect and your human intellect and your natural being. Don't let your human intellect override your natural being as well, because sometimes our human intellect can overtake, what we actually see, as far as, like, say for instance, if me and you beefing, right? I need to be more masculine and say, hey, this is not worth it. So our ancestors always taught that. Don't let your animal instincts override your human intellect. Yeah, don't let your animal instincts override your human intellect.
Okay, brother. Did Imhotep become deified?
I think he did. I think that he did. Yes, a lot of people deify Imhotep.
Brother, do
of the 6th century year.
Brother, do you understand where we're going now?
Okay, so you're talking about Imhotep. You're talking about Imhotep, the father of medicine. You're talking about the father of medicine. Go ahead.
You're over talking me at this point. You said yes, Imhotep was deified. So what we have to come to the conclusion is that when Imhotep died, they looked at him as a god. There is no way around that, brother. I understand that you want to change in 2021 what they were doing in 2,000-3,000 BCE, but you can't. They were doing these things. And let me read something here to you. It says a diverse pantheon ranged from gods with vital roles in the universe to minor deities or demons with very limited or localized functions. Bro, these people were not atheists, bro. They were theists. And
no, they
I don't
was
understand.
Not, man.
Brother,
I'm gonna tell you why. Okay. So if you don't believe me, I will bring Brother Jabari on, and you will come on. And brother,
so you're gonna bring somebody on here that says that he believes in a higher power instead of you having a conversation with me. Will you claim you?
I'm having a conversation, but it's like what I'm saying to you, brother. It's not sinking in because you go on to Wikipedia.
What? Wikipedia has a source. Wikipedia has a source right after it says. Hey, let me give you the source real quick. I can give you the source where it says that they deified Imhotep.
What is a deity? What is a deity?
Man, brother, why don't we?
Let's deal. No, I ain't playing games. What is a deity? If they deified Imhotep, they deified him as the father of medicine, just like they deified Tehuti. Or the Greeks call him Thoth, the god of knowledge.
Wikipedia is using English to convey a point. So they're conveying a point in English so we can understand. So Wikipedia is saying that he was a god to them. Let's not play this game.
A god, but the word God was not invented to the Germanic people.
Hold on. Bro,
it was called the Neter or the Neteru.
Please, you missing my point.
All right, man. I ain't missing no point. But I'm telling you,
2021, Wikipedia is using this language to convey a point.
I don't care about Wikipedia. I care about what I've been taught by the black people. I don't care about a white man's source.
Bro, what are you talking about, white man?
I don't care about what them pickle rulers say. I don't care about them pickle because they still call it Osiris. They still say it's Anubis.
So
that's not the names. No,
But
that's
so
not the
what?
names of the
Brother,
deities in ancient Kemet.
So
You're going by a
what?
European source.
Bro,
And I even told you that Wallace Budge has some things correct, but the names he had incorrect. When he created the Book of the Dead, it's not called the Book of the Dead. It's called the Book of the Coming Forth by Day and by Night. It's called the Per Emheru and Ger.
Does science belong to a race, or is it for everybody and anybody can do it?
No, okay, so who could the people
Brother,
that are
very simple question. Does science belong to a race, or can anybody do it?
It belongs to us because you know why? Because we created science.
No,
it belongs
brother,
to black
listen.
people. It
Brother,
belongs to the
please stop.
melanated people.
No,
the
it
Europeans,
doesn't, bro.
yes, it does. Because name one European scientist before ancient Kemet. Name one.
Bro, listen, brother, relax.
Name one scientist. Name one scientist, white scientist before ancient Kemet.
Brother,
that's what I want you to do right now. Since you look up Wikipedia, name one ancient white scientist prior to Kemet. If you can do that, I will shut up. Let's look up.
Number one, you're moving the goalposts of what I was initially saying.
I'm not moving the goalposts because you're saying that science belongs to a religion. It does not, because we as African people, we created science.
So
Europeans came after us.
Bro,
they are basically our children. They came after. They only existed 10,000 years, maybe.
Bro, that is true.
Listen,
that's not even
all right,
true.
man.
You're making shit up. That's not even true.
I'm not making shit up, but okay, whatever.
Bro, that's not true, brother.
Okay, where's your source that proved that Europeans existed before us?
But hold on, why are you gish galloping and bombarding me with questions and won't allow me to respond to the first
okay,
one?
so let's deal with the science question. Name a European scientist that existed before ancient Kemet.
Listen,
you can't do it.
Brother, that's
what I'm asking you. Because you said does science belongs to a race? Yes, it belongs to us because we created science. We knew the movement of the earth. We knew about the movement of the sun. The sun doesn't move, but we knew that. We got temples. We got temples. If you cannot prove a white scientist before ancient Kemet, we ain't got nothing to talk about.
Press 1 in the chat.
Since you want to bring up race.
Bro, listen, you're gish galloping, and what you can't do in the midst of your gish galloping is say, answer this random question in the midst of my gish galloping. No, let's go back.
You just looked up Wikipedia talking about deities of Kemet. That's the problem we having right now.
Brother,
I'm relaxed, brother. I'm relaxed. But I'm just saying, you cannot talk about our ancestors like that. Why are you doing? If you're an atheist, you should know. You should know. You said no. You're talking about does science belong to a race, and I'm gonna say I'm saying yes, it does because Africans created science. We knew about litigation. We knew about. We didn't. So somebody. Okay. No, you said we didn't as African people. The first people on the face of this planet did not know about litigation. Did not know about cultivation. Are you telling me that? You telling the whole YouTube community that Kwame is wrong?
You're making
it's not a straw man. No, that's what you just said, brother. You just said that. Kwame, I'm going on mute, bro. I can't deal with this.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Now I get a second to speak. So now Africans, as he called it, or black people, did not create science. That is the most ignorant shit that we have to expel out of people in 2021. All people, all races. That is ignorant as hell. We can look at Neanderthalensis. They were creating stone tools and melting things to the degrees of 400 degrees to make these stone tools. And guess what? Did they go to just any stone? No, they went to specific stones to create their stone tools, their hunting tools. So no, get the fuck out of here talking that craziness, bro. Africans did not create science. It makes no goddamn sense. And if
wait a minute. How does it make any sense when we was the first people here? We knew about what to eat. We knew about what to eat, what to cultivate, what was good for us and what was bad for us. You mean to tell me these Europeans existed before us and told us what to eat and what to cultivate? That's what you're telling me? Okay,
brother, stop.
You're making yourself look like Jesse Lee Peterson, and you're an atheist.
What?
Go ahead, bro.
What? So hold
Go
on.
ahead, bro. You sound like Jesse Lee Peterson to me. You sound like Jesse Lee Peterson to me. But it's all good. It's all good. Finish your spiel. You have yet to prove any European before Africans that know about science better than we do. Okay.
Yeah, see now he just changed it. Now
I'm not changing. I'm still on point, brother. I'm still on my point. But how is you as an African brother gonna tell us that Europeans knew science before we did?
Bro, I never said that.
That's what you're implying, though.
Bro, listen. I understand that you may misunderstand the implications. You may misunderstand the illusions that I'm making, but you have to ask before you accuse. This is what you have to do. And see what it seems like, and I hate to talk like this, but what it seems, this is what got you in the same boat that thinks that science belongs to Africans or that Africans created it.
Bro, where did science first originate from?
Bro, science never originated with anybody. And what you have to understand.
Let's do this. Let's do this. Okay, we're not even gonna use the European word science. Where did the first litigation system where did the first knowledge of we need to make water a heat source in order for us to properly drink it? Where did that happen? What about the fruits and veggies? Where did they happen? What was good for us and what was bad for us? Where did they happen? Let's take science out of it. Let's take knowledge. So I know our African people knew that, this is not going to be good if we just drink water out of a puddle. We probably need to heat this up. So where did they happen? Did they happen in Mesopotamia or Europe, or did it happen in the River Nile?
So that's the third question within 30 seconds, and he wants me to answer all of those.
I'm just saying, no, you're taking it as a multi-question, but we're talking about water. Okay, drinkable water. Where did they find out that water was drinkable?
And now there's another question, brother.
No, I'm simplifying it for you, my brother. I'm simplifying it for you.
Stop. So listen.
I'm simplifying it for you. Proper water to drink. Who discovered that if you heat water, that it will basically boil out all the toxins and the amoebas and all that stuff? Where did that come from? Let's simplify it. We're talking about drinking water.
Not one time did I tell you I had issues understanding what you were talking about. So your need to oversimplify it is irrelevant to me, because I'm trying to still deal with the other 10 questions that you asked. But I understand why you want to move on, because you can't deal with your prior questions. So let's go back.
I can deal with those, brother.
So
I can deal with those. I'm dealing with those from knowledge from African people versus Wikipedia. You're dealing with the internet. I'm dealing with actual people that know the shit. That's the only issue I'm having with you. That's why I ask you.
Nah, it's a misconception of the issue that you think you have, because these same people that you follow, they weren't raised in this shit. It wasn't passed down to them. But never mind that. Let's deal with what you were talking about.
No, Jabari and Fudiji been this shit for about 30, 40 years. They've been a Kemet about 30 something years, and they know. So have you been to Kemet? Have you been to Kemet? I've been to Kemet before. I've been there.
What? Listen, you're missing the point, brother. I'm telling you that this was not passed down to them from actual ancient Egyptians. As far as you go with Negroes in America, this is some shit that Negroes in America began to study, not something that was passed down to them. So you know where you fall? You fall in that same boat as the fake black Hebrew Israelites who will say that they're Israel and they make up their own goddamn doctrine. That shit is made up, brother. It didn't come from the actual.
Look, bro, I know it's made up, and I'm not. And you know what? This is the thing. I've never said Osir was real. The nigga brews, they believe that they Yahweh is real. I even came out and said Osiris or whatever y'all want to think that he is, Horus or whatever. Those are not real deities. These are principles of nature. But the nigga brews will say that they Most High is a real deity, and they curse them, which we know this is all bullshit. We are not a cursed people. Bro, Africans never teach that we're cursed.
Bro, see, the problem is you're hanging on every word, and that's the reason why every time I speak, you're getting blown every which way. Because I was initially talking about science. Now we're talking about Hebrews, which I only mentioned that to bring up another point. But you cut me off to talk about Hebrews, as you call them nigga brews.
No, I'm just saying whatever. Yes. Like I'm saying, no, it's a difference because we know. No, brother. I'm just saying it's a difference because we don't believe that Horus and Ra and all these other deities that were these pantheons of deities that was basically personified as humans are real. We understood that they was personifications of nature. Nature's real. We live off nature. You can't feed nobody with a goddamn Bible. You can't feed nobody with a coffin text. But the only thing you can do is teach them how to basically feed themselves and how to understand nature. That's what this was all about. I'm not mad at you, my brother, but I feel like you're giving credit to the Europeans. That's my thing. That's my only issue with you. No, this is my only issue with you because you're giving credits to Wikipedia, which was created by the Europeans. I'm just saying.
May I interject for a second, y'all? I'm gonna bring it back to you. I want to just take a minute, if I may, to add my 2 cents, because that's about how much it's worth. But I think y'all both right. I think y'all are both speaking truth, and that's probably why, you know, it's drawn out. Because the ancient Egyptians, from my understanding, they were like polytheistic, but it's not one, like they had one. Oh, this is the religion that the ancient Egyptians had. They had different towns, and the different towns had different beliefs. And I'm pretty sure there was a population that we would call them atheists. They didn't believe none of that shit. But for the most part, they had these gods. However, they weren't gods in the same way that we think about gods today. These were attributes of nature, like the sky, the wind, the sun, the earth, and that they later personified and made gods. And over time, they lost their connection with the nature that they originally started as. And so later generations would have been worshiping a personification, just like Ra or something is a representation of the sun. So somebody might have been worshiping Ra, and I don't know if they might have known that this was just a symbol of the sun or not. But to respect to what Kwame is saying, these were the aspects of nature. But to respect to what Cube is saying, they could also be called gods, and that's why I say y'all both right.
Nah, we both can't be right, brother. And I understand. I'm gonna be honest with you. I understand. You know, that's your brother. He's my brother too, but he's your co-host, so I understand you want to back him up. But the brother's clearly 100% off base on everything that he's saying. And I don't mean it in a disrespectful point of view, because it shows that he's off the rails. Because the only reason I brought up the Hebrews was to show that this is something that they just began following. The same way that Jabari and Mfudishi, this is something that they just began following here in the shores of North America. He started talking about the gods and they don't believe the same way. That's not what I was talking about. So the brother's agitated because his doctrine, his religion.
No, I'm not. It's not. I'm not agitated, my brother. No, I just want to, bro. Don't say that I'm agitated. I'm basically just disagreeing with you because you're going to Wikipedia instead of actually going to the teachers. Have you talked to Jabari like I have? Have you talked to InfoDG like I have? No, you have not,
brother. I don't have to speak to the people that just began studying this. If you talk about Infodici,
30 years ago, 30 years ago,
bro, you're missing my point. And that's what
older
I
than us,
bro.
Older than us,
brother. Can I explain to you what I'm talking about when I say just began?
Go ahead, bro. I'm gonna give you a couple of minutes. Go ahead.
No, I don't even need a couple of minutes. I want you to understand when I say that they just began. What I said earlier was this was not passed down to them from ancient Egyptians. So the only thing that they're doing at best is surmising what they thought. This wasn't passed down to Infodici, who's been practicing longer than Jabari. No, this is something that they're looking at. They're deducing this is what was going on. It wasn't passed down to them. And that was the correlation that I made with the Hebrews, is that no Hebrew taught these fake black Hebrew Israelites a damn thing. They're surmising this is how you keep this holy day. This is what this law means. That's what I was talking about. So Infodici, this shit wasn't passed down to him. So when you try to tell me, oh, they've been studying this long, so what?
All right. Well, I should have just shut up. Okay, I get what you're saying. My bad, bro. I'm gonna say my bad because I was wrong and not letting the brother speak. Okay, I should just shut up and listen. Now I get what you're saying. But I was defending Africans. The reason why I did get a little I ain't gonna say in my feelings, but I'm defending African people. But when you break it down like that, I can say you're right.
See,
I'm gonna be a bigger man. Say that's a better way of breaking it down to me, so I can understand.
And that's
I do apologize, and I do apologize for that.
Hey, man, I appreciate that. You know, you're a big man for doing that. But I said that already. But I also want to say this: when these guys are telling you the things that they're telling you, and you keep bringing them up, the reason I said, well, stop bringing them up and just deal with the arguments, because Jabari already said he believes in a higher power. Do you believe in a higher power?
No.
Okay, then. So that tells me off the rip that you guys look at ancient Egypt differently. And there's no way around that, bro. There's no way around that.
I don't think Jabari's saying that because of ancient Egypt, though. I think it's that fear thing. The same reason why Reggie don't want to call himself an atheist.
Right.
They're just afraid.
Hey, brother Q, I do apologize, man, for my rant, but I was just defending Africa, man. I can't even argue against that point, bro. I ain't gonna even lie. As an atheist, I can't even argue against that point. You right.
But listen,
I'm going to take an L on that one, man.
Nah, you don't have to defend Africa with me, bro, because I'm a descendant of Africans, and I respect what Africa did and what the world began to build on what they did initially. But that does not mean in any way, shape, form, or fashion that they created science. And what I was trying to say earlier is that science is a concept, no different than atheism is a concept. So just because the Greeks made it popular or coined the term doesn't mean that people weren't already doing these things or living their lives this way. So we can't say, because a lot of people use this, atheism is the white man shit. Well, no, that's not true, because it's a concept.
No, it's not true. You're right. That's not true.
Exactly. It's a concept. So just because you don't, or you haven't experienced or haven't came to this conclusion doesn't mean that this conclusion was already there. Just because you have a brand new baby. Just because they don't know 1 + 1 = 2 doesn't mean like, I created 1 + 1 + 1 = 2 because I'm teaching it to my little baby. No, this is something that's always been here before humans have. So it's just a concept, and we use language to be able to convey our thoughts. But these are just things that we use. These things have always been here.
Always.
I would say it still have to come from Africans, though, because the first people were Africans. So whenever they started doing something that we could call science, it would have been in Africa.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. Like,
I disagree with that.
Well, see, that's where we have to disagree with you. Like, okay, so we know that no other people existed before us
That's
all.
not true. See, that's not true, bro. There's 14 archaic humans that existed before Homo sapiens sapiens. So what are we talking about?
But I'm saying they were in Africa though, weren't they?
That's not true. You gotta
enlighten me,
stop
because
that.
I was under the impression that they were. So where were they?
Bro, they were in Africa, and they were also in Europe, bro. They were all there.
But we're talking about the oldest fossils.
Have you heard about the latest that they found was
Homo habilis? No, listen. Homo habilis. No, Homo habilis existed in Africa. Homo habilis, Homo heterogamus, Homo sapien existed in Africa. They don't have any other fossils outside of Africa. 3 million years ago, outside of Lucy. Lucy was found in Obo. That's what we're talking about. Lucy existed in the Obo Mountains of Tanzania. We don't have nothing outside of that, brother. What are you talking about?
All right.
This is the issue we have.
Okay, so this is the problem that I have. Now, you guys say that you're an atheist, so I have to ask quite naturally, do you guys believe evolution?
I accept evolution. I don't believe it, but I accept it based on the mountains of evidence presented for the claims in it, and the observations that I see. You know, as far as the diversity of life and the distribution of species across the planet and stuff like that. But that's not a tenet of atheism. So you have to ask everybody individually.
No.
Yeah, because we talking about atheism. This is the reason.
I know. I was just saying that for the audience.
Q. I'm gonna tell you, because you're basically trying to equate atheism to like a religion or something like that,
bro.
Okay, so we just want the basic, because I'm on the same playing field. So atheism or evolution has no belief system behind it. So from what we're getting from evolution, and even white scientists say that life started in Africa.
Okay, so let me go back a little bit. So the reason I said, do you believe it, is philosophically based, because the brother Kweli said, oh yeah, I accept it. Well, can you accept something that you don't believe? You have to believe it first before you accept it, know it, understand it. Belief comes first.
Because this is the difference between the belief and accept. This is why I say it that way, because you can believe something not based on anything. You accept, when you say, oh, I accept it, that's saying, oh, some evidence was presented to me and I accept the evidence presented. But to believe something means you can do that without any evidence. But if somebody present to you contrary evidence and you still don't believe it, that's you not believing it, you're not accepting it. It's like if I prove to you, if I get 2 sticks, if I say 1 + 1 is 2 and you say no, it's 3, and I prove to you, no matter what one thing you get, and you add another one thing of those 2, and you end up with 2 of those things. And I basically show you 100% of the time 1 + 1 = 2, and you still say, I believe it's 3. At that point, you're not believing, you're refusing to accept. So when people say they don't believe in evolution, they really just refusing to accept evolution. That's why I say I accept evolution, because it's a fact. Just like 1 + 1 is 2 is a fact. And if you don't accept it, you are just denying the obvious, and it's not something that you have a choice.
And you know, I'm gonna piggyback off of Kweli. Belief is basically the excuse for people accepting something where they don't have no excuse, no logical excuse to accept that is true. So the same thing with faith. So when it comes to evolution, we don't have to believe in evolution. Evolution is knowledgeably sound. We deal with knowledge. We don't deal with beliefs. So when you call the atheist church, we're telling people don't accept things on belief. We're telling people to accept things on knowledge and what can be demonstrated. We can demonstrate evolution to you, brother. So we're kind of confused. Even though you say you're atheists, why are you challenging other atheists? That's my question. You're challenging other atheists, like, bro, like if you're atheist, you would know where we coming from this shit.
All right, so
that makes me think that you're not a real atheist. That makes me think that you're a pantheism. You're pantheism or agnostic.
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying that's just from what I'm getting from you, and I know my host Kweli is getting that shit from you too. He's just not saying it.
It's a good question, though. But let him. I'm
getting it from you.
What he got to say about it, though. Let him answer it.
Go ahead.
Yeah, and see, that's why I specifically stated the point where I was coming from, and I said philosophically, do you believe? Because you guys, as well as myself, have been dealing with Christians. I've been an atheist for about 2.5 years now. So when you're talking to Christians and you use the word belief, you have to use that word a little bit differently with them. And usually with Christians or fake Black Hebrew Israelites or Muslim, whoever it is that has a God concept that they believe in, what happens is we use that word differently with them. But I'm here to tell you that I'm an atheist, and that's why I said philosophically speaking. Because in order to...
I don't mean to cut you off, but you're doing what Todd did to Matt. Oh, I remember that shit when Todd did the same shit to Matt. You're doing the same shit. I just want to say that...
I don't know what you're talking about. Go ahead.
Todd, with the ACA, with the atheist community, I used to be a part of. Todd did the same shit to Matt. He was questioning his atheism. I get it. Go ahead, bro. You're doing the same thing that Todd did.
So when you ask me, like, why am I questioning atheists? Well, it's the same reason that Kevin Durant and LeBron James work off together in the off season. They both play basketball. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to get better at the craft. So I'm on the panel with some atheists, and I'm also an atheist. So I'm trying to get better at the craft. So if you guys can maybe debunk my position, that'll allow me to move to a different position, and then subsequently allow me to be able to argue better when it comes to people who aren't atheists. So there's no hidden agenda here to where like, oh, I'm just trying to catch y'all up. And no. I'm trying to keep you on your toes the same way that you should be keeping me on my toes. You understand?
Yeah, I kind of figured that's what it was because I be watching y'all
the same way. I figured the same way.
I see you do that a lot. You know what I'm saying? That you just kind of like not play devil's advocate, but you know what I'm saying? You in for the debate. You know what I'm saying? I get it.
Yeah. So when I say so back to the thing. So when I say believe, I'm talking about philosophically speaking. So when you're talking about in philosophy, in order to know something or accept something, you have to believe it first. There's no way around it. You have to.
No, you got it backwards. In order to believe something, you have to know it. No. You got it right.
Yeah, that's right.
I want to throw something out. We got a Christian in our panel. We got a Christian in our panel. Hold on, time out.
Subset. My bad.
No, I want to throw something out there, and I can hear my echoing in my room. We got a Christian on the panel. He still wants to understand why he believes in the bullshit that he believes. But you need to come on every show. Come on every show, man. I will accept you. If Kweli accepts you, I definitely accept you. I definitely accept you right now.
You mean do you believe in me? No, I'm fucking with you. Go ahead.
No. No, we got this Christian that said that it's about spaceships and whatever the fuck he talking about. We're gonna give him a chance to talk, so we don't want to lose our audience by basically ignoring the actual theist that's in our panel. So we're gonna give him a chance to talk. Kweli, ask him if he has anything to say. If you don't mind, brother.
Hold on, who where is he? I don't see nobody, bro.
Who is this other cat? Because I know we're speaking to Q, but who is this other dude?
Joseph. That's Joseph. He been listening.
Oh, what's up, Joe?
Yeah, how
Joe,
are you?
you got anything to say you want to say? I'm sorry, Joe.
No, you fine. I mean,
Texas boys in the house. Texas boys.
Yeah. Obviously, well, not obviously, but I don't think we have to agree with everything, but I do think everybody has been saying some good points. And let me just go back to what I would identify with. You guys brought up Gnostic, atheist, maybe agnostic or Christian or something, I probably would put myself in the realm of a Gnostic, I guess. I don't know if that's like the traditional Gnostic, but I definitely see where y'all are coming from in terms of the God, lack of power, people praying to it and nothing actually happened, which is what I wanted to ask actually CJ, who kind of left, but I had some questions for him. He read Pistis Sophia, which is another apocryphal book that kind of explains some things about the cosmogony of the universe. And I wanted to know what particular God people are talking about, because for me,
you know, Joseph, bro, if I had to just really just sat back, 'cause I know I'm the co-host of this show, if I had to just really sat back and listen to Q, I probably would have got a better explanation, and that's why I say again, I want to apologize to the brother Q. It was
don't do that, bro. You're good, man.
No.
Good,
And the reason why I'm
once
sparring,
is enough,
no. The reason why I'm apologizing because it was a sparring match. It was sparring.
But
he was sparring with me.
This is what we supposed to
do. No. You was sparring. I was just working on the heavy bag. It's all good.
Can we go back to the evolution thing? Did you? I think
go ahead. I'm gonna go on mute.
About did we believe evolution? Right?
But Joseph sounds like he had maybe a little bit more on his chest he wanted to get out. So I would rather let him go because he hasn't spoken. But we could definitely get back to that.
So I'll just bring it to the evolution thing too. This is one of the few things that I disagree with Kweli and Kwame about. Not a big deal, but
Dylan, you got to put your headphones in, bro. Go ahead, Joseph.
In terms of the concreteness of evolution, I'm not convinced. I mean, I know that we can kind of scale and look back and see how things have come from a particular place to where they are now, but in my opinion, that's also assuming that everything happened constantly or statically. Like, we're not assuming that and I know we don't believe this, but to be facetious, that some X-Men came down and planted water down here. It became rivers and oceans and stuff, and then that's the evidence that we're seeing. So I'm saying that evolution definitely has a purpose scientifically, and if we don't have anything better, then it's definitely something that we should kind of consider, at least entertain. But in terms of it being cold hard fact, I don't believe so, because I think that scientists are assuming that everything has evolved at a constant rate, and that may not actually be the case.
I don't think
I'm gonna come back on my computer, y'all. I'm gonna come back on my computer.
Yeah, come back on your computer.
Drop the link for me, please.
No, you come back. It's in the link. Yeah, come back.
Yeah, evolution. I would say has been proven 100% for a fact. You just got to look for the evidence. All you got to do is really you can look at. It's a lot of different evidences for evolution. You can look at the DNA. The simple fact that you can pick any human and you can pick any chimpanzee and they'll match 98% DNA proves that that chimpanzees and humans are related. And you can do that with not only humans and chimpanzees, you can do that with any species on the planet. All species on the planet are related. So they're going to be a different percentage. They're not going to be 98% related, but they're going to be a different percentage. And it's a correlation between where we expect the percentages to be. So like the animals that look more human-like tend to be DNA-wise more related to humans. So and sometimes it's not the case. Sometimes you get something like a pig, for example, looks like a hippopotamus, but they're actually more closely related to whales. A hippopotamus is more closely related to a whale DNA-wise on the evolutionary chart. So the reason why we don't believe evolution and we accept evolution is because it's based off of the evidences that the scientists go out and find, and it's not just one field of science. It's a culmination of a bunch of fields of science. So you got the DNA scientists over here saying that, okay, we see a correlation between species when we analyze the DNA, and then that correlates with the geologists who say, okay, we find these species in these continents, and we find these species in this continent, and this is consistent with what we expect if all of these species evolved from Africa. And then you got the fossil record, which is the open shut case because it's the most easily debunkable of all the evidences for evolution. All you got to do is find one fossil out of place. So you can find the dinosaur fossil that's in the rock that's supposed to be 1 million years old, and then evolution gets turned on its head overnight. Or you can find a rabbit fossil in a Precambrian rock that's supposed to be millions of years old, and evolution gets turned on its head, but they never find that. And then furthermore, they can predict stuff. So this is what makes science so powerful. It has the predictive power. You can say, okay, if this is true, I should be able to go here and see this, or I should be able to do this and this will happen. So then when you go do that, when you perform an experiment and you go test it and you actually find what you predicted, then that leaves credence to your original hypothesis. So over time, evolution has done this. It has just it made more and more predictions, and there's never been overturned. And all the predictions, they found what they predicted to have found. So evolution is more evidence for evolution than there is for gravity. So if you don't accept evolution and you do accept gravity, then you got to ask yourself, what standard are you using to believe what you believe? Because on one hand,
I know. Okay, so I know that's a loaded question. Go ahead, brother. Answer, because I'm gonna go on back on Mike, because I want to ask about the evolution, species changing over time. So, but deal with Kweli's synopsis of what he was talking about. Because how the hell you not gonna have all that dealing with evolution, atmospheric pressures, plate tectonics, and stuff like that? Because we already know that we have evidence of the asteroid that hit the Yucatan Peninsula. You know what I'm saying? Then we have the Mesozoic area. We have the Jurassic area. We have all these things that prove evolution. You know what I'm saying? Human evolution basically came later, 3 million years ago in Africa. So I just want you to deal with that. You ain't got to deal with mine. I'm going to deal with you on a different level, because I know you're an engineer. So let's go. Let's deal with that.
So
deal with what Kwame said.
So what I would say to that point is that we also share 40% of our genetics with a banana. And so I would say, how do we know that?
That proves my point, sir. Because again, I said, because I said all life on Earth is related.
Wouldn't that be evidence?
Not just animal life.
Wouldn't that be evidence of a common?
Oh, my bad, bro. Say that again, Dylan.
Yeah. Wouldn't that be evidence of a common creator? The fact that we're all
common
related.
Ancestor, not a common creator, common ancestor.
You can say ancestor.
Common ancestor. Nothing was created, and I don't want to ruin my brother Joseph, because he's very, very smart, and I know he can basically destroy your argument. Well, we're dealing with a common ancestor. Go ahead, brother Joseph.
I would like to say, though, we could say common ancestor, but what would be the evidence?
There was no God, and Joseph and brother Joseph would tell you the same thing. He's that smart in genetic science.
But that's based.
That's
on
why we got this brother on here.
I'm saying that's
Kweli, can you mute that dude and just let him listen? Please, Joseph. I want Joseph. I want Joseph to explain to this dude why he's wrong.
Hold on, man. We gotta be fair. We're gonna let him ask you a question, and then we're gonna.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that, brother. Let's do that.
What's your question, Dylan?
Well, no, I was saying. Well, it was. Let me put this back in. I mean, you said a lot, so you can't cover all that. But as far as just the related thing, what would be, you say common ancestor? What would be the difference in saying a common creator? I know you start with the belief, there is no God. But to say we're all related and that's evidence for evolution, well, I can say we're all related and that's evidence for a common creator.
The reason why that don't make no sense is because the evidence shows that we're related. And you know that things that are related tend to, like you related. If you have like a brother or sister, y'all are related.
It sounds like you got a bit of an echo, bro.
Yeah, I think that's him. So if you got a brother or sister, y'all are related. And so we know by observation, things that are related have common ancestors, i.e. your parents. So when we find out that two species are related, we say, okay, by logic, they must therefore have a common ancestor. And again, to add to my point, it's not just the fact that they're related. It's all these other forms of evidence, the fossil record, and the distribution of species, and a whole bunch of stuff that I can't even go into because I ain't a scientist. But there's a lot of evidences for evolution that not just the fact that we all have the same DNA. And if it was evidence for a creator, you wouldn't need no evidence of us being related. You would need actual evidence for the creator, because if you could call it a common creator, I could call it a common cause. But you're assuming an intelligence. And I'm wondering, why do you assume that the cause that sparked life, the thing that made life begin, has to be intelligent? Because things happen in the universe without no intelligence. Like I said on the last episode, if I put two atoms together and they have a chemical reaction, ain't nobody making that shit happen. They do that on their own. It's called chemistry. So that's what happens in the universe that we find ourselves in. Atoms react with each other and they form different elements. So if we're all made of atoms and we know that atoms change forms and form different elements, and this stuff happens without no intelligence, why would you then assume that an intelligence had to spark it all off? I think you do that because somebody in a robe told you when you was 4 or 5 years old, or your grandma and your granddaddy told you to believe this stuff. Because if you go by the actual science, ain't no God there. It's just, you can find some causes, you can find some effects, but you don't find no intelligence. So that's why we don't say a common creator, because we don't have no evidence of a creator. We have evidence of a common ancestor, and we don't know exactly what caused the first life to begin. We got some ideas and we're working on it, but we ain't going off of no belief, and we damn sure can't say that it's a creator that's intelligent, because that is a large claim that needs its own evidence. And then you can just use a little bit of logic and say, if there is an intelligent creator, and we think the whole point of us making up this intelligent creator is to explain how we got here, and we're intelligent. So how did all this complex intelligent life get here? Oh, it came from another intelligent life. So my question is, I don't know, maybe I'm the smartest person in the fucking world, but if you need to explain where complex things come from, and then you make up a complex thing, my question is, where the fuck did that complex thing come from? How do you explain that?
Well, I think ultimately you get back to something that was uncaused, uncreated, that was eternal. There was something always here, whether that's in the atheistic worldview or the Christian worldview. So you have to get back to a point where we say,
get back to a point. You can start from there. You find ourselves in an eternal, infinite universe, and you saying, where's the infinite thing that started this? You're in it. It's the universe.
Is there any evidence that matter is eternal?
Yes, it cannot be created.
How can you prove that? Can you prove that?
It cannot be created or destroyed.
There's no evidence of that. There's no.
First of all, you got to echo. It is evidence of that. You can do an experiment. You can do an experiment right now. Matter cannot be created or destroyed. First of all, if you think you can destroy matter, like prove me wrong. But if I blow up a building, that building doesn't get destroyed. It gets transformed into a bunch of little pieces. But every atom is still in existence. It don't disappear. You know what I'm saying? It's still here. Every single atom is still here. So the matter doesn't go anywhere. When the universe started off as whatever it was 14 billion years ago, that they call it a singularity, it weighed the same amount as it weighs now. There is nowhere else for it to go. There's nothing outside of everything.
Okay, so let me just disagree when you talk about that. Now, you have zero evidence of what you just said. Now, what you're proposing and your presupposition is that this universe is the only universe that exists. So when you talk about matter and try to say that, oh, well, matter can't be destroyed, well, you're only looking at this universe. And since we don't have another universe to look at, you can't say that, bro.
So are you making a counterclaim? Are you saying that matter can be destroyed?
No. I'm just saying you're incorrect in your statement. I'm not claiming anything. I'm saying I'm saying that you can't say what you're saying because you have not yet examined all universes or the thing that all universes sit in. You can't say that.
So hold on, Kweli. But you also got to ask, where did our universe come from? If this particular, because you're talking about the multiverse theory. You're talking about the multiverse. Yes, you are.
But keep in
You're
mind,
talking about multiverse.
when I say the universe, me personally, when I say the universe, I'm talking about everything in existence. That's what the universe is to me. I'm not talking about this one of the multiverse, because that's something that hasn't been proven. I don't know if there is a multiverse. So I'm talking about whatever everything is, all of the expanse of everything that it encompasses. That's what the universe is. And I don't think that needs a creator or has a beginning or an end. That doesn't even make sense to me.
Okay, now, listen to what you just said. When you talk about the laws of thermodynamics, what universe do these laws exist in?
Again, when I say universe, I'm talking about everything in existence. So when you say what universe, that's like saying what everything. It's only one.
But you can't say everything because you're not privy to everything. The only thing that you're privy to is a small section of our universe. You can't say these things, bro.
Well,
it's
guess what?
illogical.
Okay, so guess what? If there's no way I can see, interact with, or be affected by things outside of this manifestation of the universe.
But you don't know if you are or not. You don't know if there's something else.
Hold on, fam.
Hold on. If I don't know if if I don't know if I am or not, then I don't got no reason. It's neither here nor there. I don't got no reason to deal with it. Is I don't know about it. But what I'm saying is, if there's stuff outside this universe that I can't interact with and it can't interact with me, then it's equal to me as not in existence, not in this universe, because I can't see it, I can't interact with it. It might as well not be in existence to me.
No, listen,
that's what I was saying with Kemet. But I want to bring Brother Joseph in. Brother Joseph, are you there?
Hold on, you about to move it real quick.
No, I'm not. No, he's been waiting patiently. Brother Joseph, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, please explain the multiverse theory, because that's what me and Kweli is getting from these guys. Like, it's a multiverse. Like, where does this other universe come from? So I'm gonna let you brothers know you're on the air with an actual physicist. He will explain it to you, like Neil deGrasse Tyson type dude. He's a Neil deGrasse Tyson dude. So if y'all disagree with him, good luck. Go ahead, bro.
I'm not sure what Cube is saying in terms of I'm not sure what he's saying, but yeah, the multiverse theory is just basically there's a whole bunch of copy universes, and we can be in any one of them at any time. Maybe even extended to that we have different iterations of ourselves in those different multiverses that exist doing different things. Maybe the timeline lines up, maybe it doesn't. But I'm really interested in, because I want to know foundationally what you kind of believe, Q. I believe that you're saying something, but I don't know for sure, and I want to wait before I actually agree or disagree with you. But I want to know exactly what you were talking about when you said. I understand what you're saying when you say we have no idea, except for this little pocket place in this plane of. That was also to my point about evolution, but I want to know what were you trying to say in that case? Like, how could we possibly know anything? How could we say anything with any type of confidence? In other words, where's the nexus point of truth? Like, where can we start from there and then expand and then say this is bullshit and this is actually reality, in your opinion?
Yeah, see, that's kind of, let me just kind of work from the beginning and get down to what you were saying. I was just basically defending Dylan's point, because we don't know anything outside of the universe that we have today. And furthermore, the furthest we can get is the 18th negative power on how our universe actually started. We can't get anything. So who's to say that there's not some kind of receptacle that our universe is sitting in? So when the brother says like, oh, matter can't be created or destroyed, well, hold on. Well, you don't know that. When you talk about the laws of thermodynamics, they're only applicable to this universe that we sit in. So no, I'm not talking about the multiverse. I'm not talking about that at all. I'm talking about what was here before our universe got here. Everybody understands at this point. I hopefully understand that our universe had a beginning. So if our universe had a beginning, only thing we could do at that point is surmise that, okay, maybe there was something there. For all we know, our universe gets sucked up into black holes and another universe starts after that. Nobody knows what happens. So we can't say these things logically. We can't say them.
You're making a presupposition, though. You're making a presupposition that the universe had a beginning.
That's
not what you just said. That's what you just said. You said everybody understand that the universe had a beginning, and I don't understand that.
That's a fact.
I understand that the universe. I don't see why you assume that it has to have a beginning.
I'm not assuming.
So what you're talking about? No, what you're talking about is an event in the universe, an expansion event called the Big Bang. That's an event. So we don't even know what caused the Big Bang or what happened before that. So what you're talking about, you're making a presupposition to say, where did this come from? I'm saying it was always here. But what you mean is, why did it expand? Why did the universe expand? That's what the question is. Yes, that's what the question is. You misunderstanding what your own question is. You saying where did it come from, but what you really should be asking is why did the universe expand? Because we don't know if the universe came from anywhere, because we can't get back that far. You just said we don't have the technology to get back that far in the universe. So we got this magnitude of probability that's way far off.
No, that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. And if the brother Joseph is actually a physicist, and he could tell you that most physicists understand or believe, however you guys want to use that word, because I know finicky would believe, they believe or understand that the universe had a beginning due to we can count so far back, not from the actual beginning, not from singularity, but that there was a point of singularity and then expansion took place. Am I correct,
Joseph? I would disagree. I would go ask Joseph.
Yeah, according to physics, the energy was there, something happened. See, it's very fuzzy because the energy, depending on the physicist you talk to, the bang created time. So we don't know how long the energy was there existing in its form. And then when it made the event happen, that evolution is what creates time as we know it to be able to give us
a nonsense question. What happened before time?
But it created, hold on. But let's be fair, Joseph, it created time where? In our universe, right?
So this is why it sounds confusing when you say our universe, because it sounds like you're suggesting there are other ones that are either on standby, on wait, or before.
All I'm saying is we don't know, and to say that we know otherwise would be illogical because we don't know. So we have to say that
you have to start it. You have to start at zero because nothing can exist for 0 seconds. That's basically what he's saying. So what exists for 0 seconds?
Nothing can exist for 0 seconds. So how does something exist for 55 or 100,000?
Because he's saying that if something does exist for 0 seconds, it's identical to something that does not exist because it has no time.
I think that's a non-point though. Like I think that's a non-sequitur to what we're talking about.
I think it's a non-question to say what happened before the universe. Like there's nothing before the universe. The universe is all there is.
But how do you know that? You can't say that is what I'm telling you, bro. You cannot say that.
All right, in the same respect, you can't say that I'm wrong because if we both don't know, then we both have to admit that we don't know. But why would you assume that there's a multiverse if you don't have any evidence? What I do have evidence of is one universe.
Hold on, I'm saying that you're wrong because you can't say it. And the reason is that you don't have any evidence that this is the only universe. You don't have any evidence, so you can't say it. The same way that you would get on Dylan for what he's saying about Christianity.
I think you misunderstanding what I'm saying. I'm not saying that there's definitely not a multiverse in existence. Or something that we could call a multiverse. What I'm saying is, if there is, I'm talking about that too. When I say the universe, I'm talking about everything. You know what I'm saying? So when I say,
and Kweli, this is what I want to think. My wife, which is a Christian, she think because if she have a dream world, that it's a multiverse. My wife believes in the multiverse thing. She believes in that multiverse shit.
But y'all keep bringing up multiverse, and that's nothing.
I'm talking to Kweli. No, it's nothing what you and the other brothers talking about. I'm just saying, you got some Christians that do believe in multiverse. I'm just basically throwing it out there. So I'm gonna let you in.
It might make more sense.
It might make more sense, but my wife believed like it when she told me this morning. She said sleep is closer to death, and then when you go to another plane, you dream. That's another part of your life.
This is what
she told me.
That's a belief, though. You know what I'm saying?
It's a belief. It's a belief. I'm with you on that, but that's what she believes. So I need the brother to explain that. Why do people believe that? I'm going on mute.
It might. What I was saying to Cube, it might make more sense with what I'm saying if I rephrase it instead of saying the universe. If I say all there is, like when I say, okay, all there is eternal and requires no creator or no beginning. Do you disagree with that?
Say that one more time, brother. I apologize.
Everything in existence encompassed as one thing does not require a creator. If I were to refer to everything in existence as one thing and call that the all that is,
as
I'm saying that
an atheist,
thing is eternal and it requires no creator. Do you disagree with that?
As an atheist, I would agree with that because I don't believe that.
That's why I was saying, like, I don't think we really disagree. I think you misunderstand what I'm saying when I say universe. Like, because you saying,
but why use that terminology when that terminology universe is already it's already dedicated to something? So why not use it?
It's already dedicated to what I'm using it for. You using it differently.
And I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to lie to you, Q. I'm glad that you basically kind of like made the terminology more simpler. Like when you said the shit that you were saying was the same shit I agree with. I just didn't take it as that. So that's why I was like, well, I'm glad you came and broke it down because I agree with the same thing you agree with. But see, Kweli, this is why I brought that up because he was saying shit in different forms, and we're up here arguing over the same shit we agree with. So as atheists, you, me, and Brother Q, we're all atheists. But the way he's wording it is. That's why I asked you, was you testing us or are you doing a shit test or what? I asked you, like, bro.
No, I was just having a conversation, bro.
I'm like, is this a shit test? But the way you worded it was clever. It was very clever. I'm like, bro, you know I'm an atheist. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Well, see, I was just having a conversation because so many times, like I'll listen in on Christian streams and things like that, and they all just giving each other back rubs and shit like that. And I never want to be a part of
mental masturbation. Yeah, they call it mental masturbation and all this stuff.
I never want to be a part of a community to where niggas is just like, oh yeah, this is what we're doing, and everybody's back rubbing each other. Like, why don't we challenge each other to actually read more, learn more, and try to progress?
And see, that's why I was telling you, Mark did that to Matt. Same shit.
Oh, yeah, Dylan just fell off. I don't think his mic was working. But yeah, I'm unfamiliar with the situation that you talk about. I know Matt Dylan.
I watched the Atheist Sprinkle. I used to live in Austin. I'm in Texas, so I used to be a part of the ACA, and we got another one.
Shit. I don't watch it.
Yeah,
no
it's kind of bland right now, but I still fuck with Matt Dillon Hunter. I still got their number and all this other shit. The brother that's from Houston. Go ahead, speak your. Go ahead, talk.
It sounds like we're talking about the nature of reality when we get down to the meat of it.
Nature of reality, yes. That's why I can understand. Yes, the nature of reality. So I'm gonna let you two brothers go at it. Go ahead.
No, I don't want to go at it. I just want to have a conversation.
No, it's not about going at it, but I'm like you're talking to a physicist. Like, how the fuck do you? Look, it's good to ask questions. I'm not going to say that it's not good to ask, but it's good that we have brothers like you that will ask questions. But this is a true physicist. This is like I'm not trying to ride dick or anything, but this is a Neil deGrasse Tyson motherfucker right here. You talking to? You know, all right.
I'll just say
Go
this.
ahead.
I think everybody is. I think everybody's a genius. I'll just say that. There's no way if you drop me on Venus and you told me to walk and navigate the forces, learn the language, know who to trust, that I would be able to do that in 2 years. But yet we expect babies to do this in 2 years or they're retarded. So I think that it begins as a genius, and you have to be taught to be retarded. And I think these types of conversations will keep us out of the path of being literally retarded, not the offensive word, but literally slow. To the point of the argument about reality. I mean, everyone has their own idea about reality and their own perception. And so it seems like the calibration of that is what's throwing everybody off. Me personally, I do believe that I believe there's a prime. I don't believe in, I don't know what you would call it. But I believe in a prime. There has to be something at the very, very top. I don't necessarily know what that is, but I know that the universe itself, the thing that I was saying related to the nature of reality is how do we differentiate progress of the universe versus static universe? I mean, there has to be a point at some time where I'm hearing it's eternal, and then I'm hearing that it's evolved, or we're talking about evolution. There had to be a point where that changed. And doesn't that change kind of suggest that there was something that, I mean, because just like you said, second law of thermodynamics, unless you're acted on by another system, you're going to evolve naturally to a state where your entropy is going to be less, not greater. So if somebody is actually, or something is actually forming or making something more complex.
That's what I was talking about, the law of entropy. Like, yeah, like you got entropy in a closed system. How the hell you got that?
But who says it's closed though?
Well, no, so this is what I'm saying. This is why I may know the physics, but it's because I've had to kind of fight academia on what they put out and believe some of them. And the idea that it's closed, the universe, to circle it, it allows the idea of the universe to get away with the second law of thermodynamics, because it was full of energy, and then all of a sudden we go from energy to spherical bodies, which are more complex than just energy radiating in a non-field. And so the question is, how could that possibly happen? How could order come from disorder? Well, it can come from disorder if you actually increase the volume. So this is where we get the idea of the universe has to be infinite, because it matches up with thermodynamics. Now, I'm not saying that I disagree or agree with that. I'm just saying these are the mechanisms that are put out to give us the idea on how to think about the universe. And honestly, like you said, if there's a cap or something that is encompassing our reality as we know it, then what is causing the changes? Because if something is actually internal, then that means that it doesn't change. Everything should be here in its exact perfect state as it always would have been and always will be. But that's not necessarily
it doesn't change on an energy scale. You know what I'm saying? It's like it might change form, or it might look different, but like energy wise, it still has the same amount of energy. But I would say you can say that though. You can, like, energy cancels itself out. You know what I'm saying? Like you got negative and positive. It's always the same amount. If it's not balanced, it will balance itself out. That's why we have like radioactive elements. That's that element trying to become stable because it's not balanced. So like that's one attribute of the universe. But I would say we can prove the universe is eternal philosophically. You don't even need science. You can just do a thought experiment and say, okay, if the universe is two possibilities, either it goes on forever and ever and ever, or it doesn't, and there's an edge somewhere, right? So if there's an edge somewhere, then there has to be something to differentiate what is the universe and what is the edge, or what is no longer the universe. And then that means there's something on the other side. But when I say universe, I'm talking about everything in existence. So if there's something on the other side of the edge of the universe, even if it's an empty space, it's still part of the universe. So that then too is the universe. So it's just going to keep on going on forever. So the universe itself, all there is infinite. No matter how you slice it, it can't be non-infinite. Like I don't see how
Kweli, I want to say something. As Kweli, you do know that people think that this universe was created from another universe, black holes and all this other shit. Right. They think that this universe came from another universe.
That's one of those unknown things that we can't investigate. You know what I'm saying? It's like is there a civilization on Andromeda, the galaxy, that's more advanced than us? Well, we don't know. We just simply don't know. So is the universe a cycle that a cycle of big bangs keep happening over? We don't fucking know. Is that shit just a freak accident? We don't know. All we know is 14 billion years ago, this shit started getting bigger, and it's still getting bigger, and we're here. That's what we know. And all y'all motherfuckers got a whole bunch of beliefs that y'all attach to what we know. And I don't see a reason to attach shit to what we know.
Hey, Kweli, that's what I try to tell brothers.
Beliefs too. You got a bunch of beliefs. You just want to acknowledge.
No, not necessarily. You don't have a bunch of beliefs.
You do too, Kwame. You got a bunch of.
No, I don't.
You just don't want to acknowledge.
Look. Hey, you my brother, man. I'm glad you're atheist, but come on, as an atheist, we don't deal with beliefs. We deal with knowledge.
Bro, I believe I'm
the most handsome man on this panel. That's what I believe.
That's a belief. and to all of the millions of straight men, you know. But listen though, what I was trying, and I'm glad you brought that back up, Kwame. That you say that atheists deal with knowledge. That's another religious dogmatism that you're kicking out. I don't know why you keep doing it, but I will tell you this though. Philosophically speaking, before you can know something, you have to believe it, brother. And the reason for why you feel like, oh, you know, why am I atheist and we're all atheists, you're attacking me? I'm trying to keep you on your toes, bro. Because instead of when Christians say, well, belief is this, belief is that, why don't you kick it philosophically and say, okay, well, let's talk philosophy there. Well, in order to believe something, in order to know something, you have to believe it first.
But I don't agree with that though, because you don't have to believe it first. You can be neutral.
Skepticism.
No, bro. No, you can't do that. Listen to what you just did. Listen to what you just did. In order to know something, you have to believe it first. Show me one thing that you know that you don't believe in.
You see, the reason why I think I'm misunderstanding what you're saying is because you added the word first. So when you say what you mean is you have to believe it too, and I would agree with that.
No, you have to believe it first.
No, you don't, because check this out. If I say, let me go show you, I don't know, a new math problem. You don't have to believe the answer before you know it. You simply don't know it, and then you get convinced of it, and now you know it. You don't have to believe nothing. But what you mean is, in order to know something, you have to believe it as well. And I would agree with that. If everything that you know, you also believe, but that does not mean that belief precedes knowledge.
Okay, let's stop. Let's stop, because I asked you one question and you gave me examples. Let me ask you again. Give me one thing that you know that you don't believe in.
I just told you. That's not you moving the goalpost. What you said was you had to believe it first, and I said I disagree with that. And then you asked me, give me one thing that you know that you don't believe in. But that's not what I'm disagreeing with. I agree with that part, bro. What I'm saying is it does not precede it. It does not precede. Belief does not come first. They go the knowledge. You can't know something without also believing it, but you don't have to believe it before you know it. You can know it and believe it at the same time.
Nah, but okay, listen.
Yeah, I agree with that, because most of my physics, my whole critique and argument against academia is that I don't believe half of the stuff they say, but I know how to do the problems. So, I mean, I get the idea that you know something, quote unquote, without actually believing it, but I also get what you're saying. It's a Venn diagram, it overlaps. At some point, the belief is going to bleed into knowledge, and knowledge is going to bleed into the belief. At some point.
But hold on. I'm talking about philosophy. Let's make this clear. I'm talking about philosophy.
But philosophy doesn't.
Hold on, brother. Relax, brother.
All right, cool. Okay, cool. We good. Go ahead.
So that's why I always say philosophically speaking. Now, if you want to talk about local or just, local talk and shit like that, okay, yeah, I can understand what you're saying. But philosophically speaking, knowledge is a subset of belief. You have to believe something before you can know it. It ain't no way around it, brother. I apologize if you feel differently, but there's no way around it.
I would just rephrase it. I would say, if you know something, you also believe it. That's the way I would say it.
Yes, but you have to believe it first.
I don't agree with that.
Okay, are you saying colloquially or philosophically? Which one?
Colloquially.
That's two. Colloquially.
I'm not sure what you mean by that. What's the difference?
I'll break it down. Colloquially means that.
Break down what I'm saying to the.
No. I was talking about.
Let me build.
Okay, you do it. Look, as an atheist, the co-host of this show, I'm gonna basically let him know.
You calling out Jabari, co-host, and Infudici a lot, my nigga.
Go ahead. You playing games? You playing games, dog? Don't play games with me.
What's the difference between colloquial and goddamn philosophical?
Well, colloquial is basically common usage, and philosophical. Philosophy is science, basically. So it's prescriptive, not descriptive. You see what I'm saying? So it's kind of one of those things.
Okay.
Colloquially would be like a definition. I can use the word bad to mean like, damn, that was a bad bit, or my child was doing bad, or stuff like that. But when you talk about philosophy, is really a science to it, and it's a structure to it. And what philosophy gives you, it leads you to, is logical thinking. So that's why I was saying, like, there's two different ways to use it. So that's why I was asking.
All right. I mean, I feel you. I think to answer your question, I'm speaking philosophically. Then, when I say I disagree with the notion that you have to believe something before you know it, I think they come at the same time.
But okay, now stay right there. Please stay right there. You can't. And let me tell you the reason why you can't. The reason why you can't disagree with that is that you would be disagreeing with logic, number one. Now watch this. Let's say you were to encounter a Christian who didn't accept, believe, or understand evolution. We have science that has a methodology, right?
Mm-hmm.
This methodology is prescribed to get to a specific point. We use the scientific method, amongst other things, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So now, with philosophy, they use logic to get to a point. What you cannot do is get around the three minor laws, or I'll say the three major laws of logic. You can't get around those. And that's what's being used in philosophy is logic, and you can't get around them. So what's
the syllogism to prove to me that I have to believe something before I know it?
Well, hold on. Let me get to it. Give me a second. I'll pull it up. Give me a second.
Because I'm thinking, I'm using logic too, but I'm not using like the textbook logic. I'm just using like regular old nigga logic. You know what I'm saying? Like
you're using colloquial speak, like when a person says like, "Oh man, evolution is just a theory," and then you have to break it down. Like, no, evolution is a scientific theory.
Right.
So
I get what you're saying 100%.
Yeah, I got you. Hold on, I'm gonna pull it up for you. It's fine.
So if Kwame told me that he got a unicorn in his backyard, and I say I don't believe that, man, and then he says, man, I'm gonna FaceTime you and I'm gonna show you this unicorn, and he shows it to me, and then now I believe it because I've seen it, and I also know it because I've seen it. So which came first, the belief or the knowledge?
Belief.
Or did they come at the same time?
No, belief always comes first, brother. It always comes first.
How? I thought, you know what?
In that scenario,
okay, so no,
how did it come first?
I'm gonna say this clearly. No, the knowledge of my unicorn came to you first, because you didn't believe that it. You just didn't.
I didn't even believe it at first.
I believe. Right? Yeah, I didn't believe that Kwame had a unicorn. Let me ask him if he had one. No, the knowledge. If I came to Kweli and said, "Man, I got a pink magical dragon that wash my clothes and fold my underwear in my backyard," he would have to have the knowledge of the claim before the belief. Now, in order for him to substantiate that belief, I would have to prove that belief is basically sound. So he had the knowledge as far as me telling him, but not the belief as far as it being the truth.
So so now I have to ask you,
mm-hmm.
Can you know something without believing in it?
Yes.
No, you would have to know it first.
I would say no.
You can't know something. Hold on, Joseph. You know what's so funny that I wanted to get back to when you were talking about the equations that you were saying that your professors was teaching you? Did you know the equations?
I didn't know the language. Well, I mean, as I went through the classes, you learned.
You did know the mathematical language. You did know.
Right. But I mean, in progression. So these are all the little pieces that I'm exposed to that I see. So I mean, I see what you're trying to go toward. So I would say that this is why I said it's a Venn diagram. I think truth and belief, when they overlap, they create knowledge. but there's definitely a facet of truth, and there's definitely a facet of belief that can be separate from all three: knowledge, truth, and belief. That's my opinion. When they come together and coalesce, and you get a picture, a physical or observable picture of what you're trying to look for, then you have the knowledge that is both a combination of truth and a combination of belief. But it doesn't have to be 100% or any percent at all of belief or truth. If you know the absolute truth, then you have knowledge. You don't need to have, if you have belief, if you're delusional and you only ride on belief, then for you and you as an individual, that's as good as not as knowledge or truth. I think that's part of the issue of the religion, is that some people believe something so strongly that they have now telegraphed that to truth, as if that is something that they can actually hold on to. Substantial.
But see, that's the thing. You guys keep going to religion, and I'm talking about actual philosophy.
So if we're talking ontologically, I still believe the same thing, that you have to have, knowledge is going to be the overlap of truth and belief, and neither one has to actually, one of them is the only one that has to exist. You can either have truth and you have knowledge, or you can have belief on the opposite pole and then have knowledge, in your opinion. But the overlap philosophically of truth and belief would give you knowledge. Some fraction or some ratio of truth and belief give you knowledge. 100%, 0%, or whatever. I don't know if I'm making sense about that, but that's my personal opinion.
Oh, okay. Now, what you were saying, what was making sense when you talk about the overlap, but the reason that they overlap is because, like the brother, I think, who was saying this, is that it seems like it happens damn near simultaneously.
I'm glad that Brother Joseph brought up the ontology. See, we're dealing with the ontology of beliefs instead of the actual belief. I'm glad he brought that up. I was like, look, what is that word? See, when you're dealing with the ontology of God, that means you have
Who's talking about God? Man, get back to your jerk chicken, man.
I'm bringing it up as an example. You know what I'm saying? We know that the whole God concept does not exist, but when you're dealing with evangelical Christian motherfuckers, they try to prove the ontology of God. And I'm glad Brother Joseph brought that up. That's why I said I'm glad he brought it up. I was looking for that word, like, what is that word? Ontology. You cannot prove the ontology of God, but the concept and the concept of God, you can basically attribute to yourself. Because the belief in a God is a profound dynamic relationship with yourself. And that's why they say that God is real. Because it's them. The believer is God. That's what Joseph was talking about.
Hold on, but don't you run into ontological problems when you talk about your beliefs in these gods of Egypt? You run into those same ontological problems. Bro.
No, I do not, because I already addressed. Yes, you do. How?
Because you saying that these gods, which clearly they believed, which you haven't moved me off of, and I don't think that you can, they believed that the gods that they believed in had these particular properties. What you're saying is that no, these properties didn't exist and they were this instead of that. So you run into those same problems that a Christian would, bro. I'm sorry.
Negative. And I'm going to tell you why it's negative. Because our ancestors understood. They understood that the wind, Shu and Tefnu. Let's deal with Shu and Tefnu. You breathe air, right? And you see the rain, the moisture.
Yeah, yep.
Those are not gods. Gravity is not a god. Gravity, if you fall from a building, can you pray to the gravity god to say, hey, I don't want to smack into...
The ancient Egyptians did. The ancient Egyptians prayed to a lot of shit that wasn't real, which tried.
They didn't pray.
Yes, they did. Yes, they
I can prove that they didn't pray.
I can prove that they did.
Oh, you can. Okay. Yeah. Kweli, can we deal with it tomorrow?
Y'all gonna have to schedule a debate for that.
Yeah. I was gonna say, can we do that tomorrow? I got evidence.
Nah, I can't.
Yeah,
they never prayed to a literal God.
I still want to know how knowledge and belief don't come simultaneously.
Hey, Q, my brother though. I'm glad I met you, bro. I'm glad I met you, man. Thanks for coming on to our show. But it's not a beef. It's not a beef. I don't want you to think it's a beef. But you being an atheist and me being an atheist that also studied Kemetic spirituality, I can literally tell you they didn't never pray to anything.
Well, it's up to you to prove that, because I would not agree with that.
Save it for the ring.
We gonna say it for the ring, ding, ding, ding. We gonna say it for the ring, ding, ding, ding.
It's not gonna look good. It's not gonna be good for you, Kwame. I'm just being honest with you. But hey,
okay,
you know what I'm saying?
All right.
Because if you were doing anything like you were doing tonight, you're gonna be moving all around the ring, talking about who's the people you're talking about?
Unless you refer to the Per M Haru, they did do that. Now I will say,
there's no more debating. Then you just said they did it in the Per M Haru, so there's no more debating. What are we debating? Hey, Kweli, what are we debating? If you disagree with me that they were praying to these gods, what are we debating?
They didn't pray, Kweli. I just said they did. I just said now the Per Haru, they did that because it was a spiritual practice for them, but they did not believe the deities of the Per Haru was real. They did it because they did it from when they woke up and then when they went to sleep. That's why when people misconcept the Book of the Dead, there was no Book of the Dead. That's what Wallace Budge confused us with. So when they say, I have not killed, I have not stole from nobody, I have not committed adultery, they were saying things before they went to sleep. This was a common thing with the pharaohs.
So where were the pharaohs preparing themselves to go when they requested that they be buried with all of their gold, riches, and garments and things of that nature? Where were they preparing to go, brother?
They wasn't prepared to go anywhere, but they feel like because they had ownership of those slaves or the people that served them, they wanted to be buried with them. It wasn't because of a Per Haru.
That's not what I'm asking you. That's not what I'm asking you.
I'm telling you that. You know what? Let's save for the debate.
But we have to outline some parameters really quick. So I want to know, where were these pharaohs preparing themselves to go? Because hold on, let me give you something real quick before the debate. Give me something to you.
Okay.
So now, when Christians bury themselves, they bury themselves in their finest suits because they're going to a place better than what's here on earth, right?
Okay.
So where were these pharaohs preparing themselves to go? Did they think that they were just going to be maggot food, or they preparing themselves to go somewhere?
Every ancient Kemetic person realized the dream world. Everything, like when we dreamed, they understood that when we dreamed, we go to. You want me to explain, or you want to wait to the debate?
Explain it, but I'm gonna go on mute and do this.
You know what, Kweli? I'm gonna wait to the debate. Kweli, I'm gonna wait to the debate.
No.
No. The reason why I'm gonna wait to the debate because it's like you kind of insulting our ancestors.
What?
It's light work, Kweli. It's light work. I'm gonna tell you, it's light work. It's real light work.
All right.
Yo, this is
where y'all want to do this? When y'all want to do this tomorrow, or y'all want to take time and prepare?
When I'm gonna ask a brother because it's really light work. Do you want to wait a week from now? Or do you want to wait till my next Bible study? We can do this on Tuesday or next Friday. It's up to you, brother.
Friday we got.
I'm gonna gather all them. And you know what? I'm gonna set the stage. Let's do this every Friday. Let's do this next Friday. I'm gonna set the stage.
We can't do it this Friday, bro. We got True One this Friday.
Oh yeah, the 25th. Let's do it Tuesday.
Well, you gotta understand, but I work for the white man, the same one that you said that you like. Because, I'm just being honest.
Kweli, set the stage. Kweli, set the stage, man. Go on and set the stage, man. I'm good on Saturdays because I'm off every Saturday evening. So.
Oh, you off
Saturday and Sunday off.
Oh, you off for yeah.
So, yeah, I work for the Peckerwood too. I work for the Tomahawk.
But
it's all good. This all love. This is all love.
No, it's cool. Let's get right back. Let's get right back to that. But let's.
I don't work for the white man. I work with the white man though. We make a lot of money. Yeah.
Now that's the way to say it, brother. But
yeah,
nah,
real talk.
I'm off Sundays and Mondays. Sunday is good.
Sunday is good.
All right. So what about the 27th?
Let's do that. Perfect.
All right.
My birthday Monday. Let's do it. Let's do it the 27th. I agree. I'm in agreement with you. My birthday. No, my born day. My born day is Monday. I agree with you.
This old birthday ass nigga.
My born day. I said my born day, motherfuckers. Why you talking shit?
First, nigga.
I did slip up, but I'm just saying my born day. Why you want to play games, man? Come on, man.
Nah, eat that jerk chicken, man. Eat that jerk chicken. Nah, but what I was going, what I was gonna say is let's lock in a title, and let me write this down.
Go ahead, do your thing, man.
Well, don't you want to lock in the title with me, or did you want me to?
Go ahead, because I feel like, this one thing, and you're taking the ancient Kemetic ancestors literal when they was only being figuratively. Let's do that.
Okay, well, what I have is with the ancient Egyptians atheist.
Okay.
Because you're clearly saying, and you're vehement about it, saying that they weren't, right?
I'm saying that they were.
Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. They were. I'm sorry. You saying that they were, and I'm saying that they weren't. So yeah. Okay. So June 27th. I'm finna get this nigga a new birthday. You're gonna be born again, nigga.
Okay.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
So what's the format you want to deal with the debate?
We're the ancient Egyptian atheists. I like that.
No. That's the title, but the format, like
the format is based. Go ahead, Kweli.
I'm saying how y'all want to structure it, like, you know what I'm saying? Y'all want to do like rounds?
Yeah, let's do rounds like 10, then a Q&A. 10, 5, and Q&A.
10. Okay, so this is what I was thinking.
Intro, 10 intro, 10 intro, both are intros, and then
you need 10 minutes for an intro.
Yeah, no, let's do a 10-minute. Yeah, no, let's do a 5 minute. Let's do a 5, 10, and then a Q&A. 5, 10, then Q&A.
I'm confused as shit. 5, 10. That's like
5 minute. No, 5 minute intro per person. Then a 10-minute explaining the ancient Egyptian were atheists, and then we got the Q&A.
So what about the other 10? Because you said 5, 10.
Okay. So y'all can do like opening statements or whatever for like 5 minutes, and then y'all get 10 minutes to do like your main presentation, and then 5 minutes each to respond to what the other person presented, and then we'll do a Q&A.
Yeah. I like that. I like that better. That's
like 3 rounds, and then the last round, you know what I'm saying, it'd be like open like we doing now, and then we'll have people call in or whatever.
So this is how I wrote it down: a 5-minute introduction, a 10-minute premise, or explain your premise of where you're coming from, or your argument, and then 5 minutes to rebuttal the things that I said, which I'd rather.
That's what I forgot.
We could probably go over 5 minutes on that last round.
I was about to say bump that up to at least about 7 minutes, because I'm gonna have to rebut a lot of shit you said. So,
okay, that's fine. Same here, brother.
So we can do 7 to 8 minutes on that. Is that cool?
That's fine.
All right, and then we're gonna have a 20-minute Q&A to where we interact and just have a fruitful conversation.
Okay.
All right, and then after that,
yeah, sound good to me.
All right,
man. So, anybody putting any money on this shit? Because I could use a few dollars if niggas want to bet. You know what I'm saying?
I personally don't gamble, man. That's one of my personal rules.
That's one of your Christian shits that you left over.
Nah, I don't got no more religious baggage. I had some. I ain't gonna lie. I had a lot of religious baggage, but I let that shit go, man. But it's just one of the rules. Like, I got rules for myself. You know what I'm saying? It's like self-discipline type shit. And every time I break my own rule, I end up fucked up. So I tend to rarely break my own rules. And one of those rules is you ain't good at gambling, so don't do it. So I don't bet.
For real. I feel the same way. Last time I went to Oklahoma, yeah, that was a bad experience.
Yeah, man. I think that'll be a good debate, and then I think the next debate we can set up, and maybe me and Kweli can get into the ring, and then he can tell me how he justifies his atheism.
Okay, but you're atheist too, so I don't get that. But I'll be interested in seeing that.
You don't get that?
That's not a debate that need to be had though, because atheism don't need justification.
It don't.
And this is why the debate must commence. So explain this to me just briefly. Why you don't feel? Hold on. Let me ask the question because I want you to respond to it. Why don't you feel that you need to justify your position?
Because as an atheist, I'm not making a claim, so I have nothing to justify. I'm merely not accepting a claim. That's what atheism means. It means
atheism is a rejection of
No. Let him finish. No, let him finish.
I'm finished. But I can clarify because you look like you don't understand. But it means lack of a belief in a God. Atheist. A meaning the prefix without. The meaning God. So we saying without God. Ist is a suffix meaning knowledge of. So without a knowledge of a God, without a belief in a God, however you want to say it, that's what it means. So I'm not saying as an atheist. Now you said this. You said justify my atheism. I said it don't have to be justified. Now if you were to say justify anti-theism, which is the position that there is no God, because see, atheism is the saying I am not convinced of the claim that there is a God is true. That's what atheism is. It's saying you claim that you got a cousin that's 9 feet tall. I'm saying I don't believe that shit, and you saying prove that my cousin ain't 9 feet tall, and I'm saying I ain't got to prove that. You got to prove that your cousin is 9 feet tall. I just simply don't believe you. You did?
Proving it.
That's it.
Yes, brother. I did.
Disproving an unproven claim.
So yeah.
Trying to disprove. See, Christians want black people. Christians want us to disprove a non-proven claim.
Right.
How can you disprove a negative
that hasn't been proven?
See, why do you guys keep lumping me in with Christians? I just don't get it at all.
But you're an atheist. You said you're atheist, but you're asking. Hold on. You're asking theistic questions. So yeah. That's what you're gonna get.
See, this is the problem, brother, and this is why I'm needed around this motherfucker. Because for some reason, you don't think that you have to justify your stance, whether you believe something. Hold on, no, I'm not finished. I just want to respond real quick because I heard what you said, and it made no sense, no disrespect, but you have to understand if you have a stance. Whether you believe it, or you don't believe it, or you're agnostic, meaning you suspend judgment, either way, you have to be able to justify your stance.
I feel you, and I agree with you, but this is what I'm saying. You have to be able to ask the right question. What you said was you want me to justify my atheism, and I said very clearly, as an atheist, I don't have to justify. What I would have to justify is an anti-theist position because an atheist is not making a claim. So if you want me to justify my position as an anti-theist, I can do that all day. But you asking me to justify my position as an atheist, and I'm saying atheist has no position to justify. Would you want me to prove that I don't believe something? I can make that debate all day because you can't get in my head to prove that I don't not believe it. That's all atheists is saying. I don't believe this. An anti-theist is saying there is no God, and I depending on the God that you believe in, I might be considered an anti-theist. So you want me to stand on that and have a debate on why anti-theism is true? I can do that. But you asked me about atheism. So
okay, so let me hit you with something, bro.
What's up?
No. Anti-theist is not the same as atheist. Atheist is an assertion. Hold on, no, okay. And maybe I interpreted what you said incorrectly, and I'm willing to take that correction. But what you have to understand, and maybe this is something I have to understand. Oh, I'm okay with that. Atheism is saying that there is no God. That is a claim that you're making.
All right, yeah, that's where we disagree.
Hold on, I'm not done.
Go ahead.
Philosophically speaking, You're saying that there are no gods. That's a claim. But it doesn't stop there. We can go before that. And all I asked was for you to justify. I never mentioned anti-theism, never mentioned it. I said justify your position as an atheist. Two different things. So atheism is a claim that you're making, that there are no gods. So can you justify your reason for being an atheist, which is that there are no gods?
To the first part of your question, I would say that's incorrect. That's not the definition of an atheist. An atheist is not a person that claims that there are no gods. Because if you go to...
Who told you that? Who told you that?
Nobody told me this. This is what I... This is a conclusion that I... This is a conclusion that I come to based on the etymology of the word.
The etymology of the word, it goes against the state-sponsored religions, not that a person didn't believe in a God. That's not what it goes to.
Oh, that's not. I'm not talking about. You talking about the definition? I'm talking about the etymology. I'm saying you break the word down. What do it mean?
That's not etymology. Etymology is the origin, brother. So the origin of the word was not used for people that didn't believe in a God. It was the people that didn't recognize the state-sponsored religion. That's the etymology, meaning the origin of it.
The word God means to invoke.
You be trying to save people, bro. Like, let me.
Hold on, bro. I don't need no saving though.
No, he don't need no saving. This is a person.
What I'm saying is that's not atheism. So you asked me who told me that. I'm saying nobody told me that. It's a conclusion that I come to based on the way that the word is used. Maybe I'm incorrect on my usage of the word etymology, but I'm saying based on the way that we use the word today, most atheists that I know, minus you, but most atheists that I know will not say for a fact that they're making the claim that a God don't exist, but they do call themselves atheists. So you can't say that atheists say that there is no God. No, because the atheists that I know don't say that. But the ones that call themselves anti-theists, they say that. That's what I'm saying. What you're saying is atheism is actually now known more as anti-theism. So you can have a religion like Buddhism, for example, or the Raelians, who have a religion, but they are also atheists because they don't believe in a God, but they're atheists. So they're not saying that a God don't exist. That would make them anti-theists. So it's just the way you choose the word. And agnostic don't mean that you straddling the fence, because you can agnostic and theist and atheist, they're not mutually exclusive. One can be a Gnostic atheist or an agnostic atheist, because Gnostic refers to what you know, atheism refers to what you believe. So you could say, I'm a Gnostic atheist, meaning I do not believe, or I know for a fact that there is no God, because I don't believe it, and I'm claiming knowledge about it. Or you could say I'm an agnostic atheist, meaning I don't believe it, but I'm not claiming for a fact that there is no God. I'm agnostic about it, but I also don't believe it, but I'm not claiming it for a fact. So it's just a matter of what you choose to refer to yourself as. So how I justify my atheism is because it's my position. I don't believe it. Just like if you was to say that your cousin was 9 feet tall, and I say I don't believe it, that's my position. I don't believe it. You asked me to justify it. I'm justifying it by saying I don't believe it. So if you were to say, now prove to me that my cousin is not 9 feet tall, and I was to say I know for a fact that your cousin not 9 feet tall, then I would have to go and say prove it, because I'm not saying I just don't believe it. At that point, I'm making a counterclaim. So what you're saying is atheism is not known in the atheist community as what you're saying it is. You just kind of putting that on atheists. You know what I'm saying? But most atheists,
what I like to add to the brother. Hold on. No, what I would like to add. No, I understand.
Brother, I'm gonna forget, bro.
Why would you forget?
Because he just spoke for 2 minutes. I don't want to forget what he just said.
Okay, go ahead. I was gonna bring up something simple about 50 seconds.
I know what you was gonna try to do, but it won't work. So now the brother said, "How do I justify it? Is because I believe it." So let's use that same logic. So
I didn't say because I believe it. I said it's my belief.
Because you believe it.
No, it's my it's an answer to a question. Atheism, that's like saying a non-stamp collector is my non-hobby, is my non-belief. So if you saying justify, how do you justify the fact that you don't collect stamps? Because I don't do it. You saying justify? How do I justify it? I'm telling you right now, I don't collect stamps. That makes me a non-stamp collector. I don't believe in gods. That makes me a non-believer in gods. I don't have to justify the fact that I don't believe something.
Bro, okay, so do you believe in your beliefs?
What beliefs?
Your beliefs.
What beliefs do I have?
Brother, you said it's my belief.
I'm saying it's my claim, it's my lack of a belief. If we're talking about belief, and I'm the subject of it, bro. I'm not saying that I have belief. You misinterpreting what I'm saying. That's why I brought the analogy of the stamp collector in it. I'm saying I'm the subject of it, and we're talking about belief. I don't believe it, but it's me that we're talking about. My lack of belief, so I don't have to justify my lack of belief, because it's me. If I'm sitting here asking myself, do I believe it? I'm crazy. I should know if I believe it or not. And if you don't know if I believe it or not, but once I tell you I don't believe it, you really got two choices. Either you take my word for it, or you think I'm lying to you. So which one is it? Either you think I'm lying about I don't believe in no God, or you take my word for it. That's the justification. Now, if you saying, how do I know for a fact there is no God, then we have another conversation. And then I can tell you why I know there is no God, but that's not what you asked me, sir.
I should have been writing some of this stuff down.
As an atheist, because I know I'm starting to believe that I'm starting to feel that you're not an atheist.
Bro, listen.
I'm starting to feel that you're not.
Even if I'm not, I wouldn't join your church of atheism. I still wouldn't.
That's fine.
It makes no difference to me. It makes no difference to me. So what you're saying is that's a fallacy. That's the no true Scotsman fallacy. Oh, you don't do this, or you doing this.
True Scotsman. Oh, you around true Scotsman. I'm just saying because you're basically act like you're trying to. You act like you're spar. You act like you're trying to see. You say you act like you're trying to spar with us. But what is belief? Is belief speculations of something that could be true, but not have been proven by evidence? Same way in faith. That's what we're talking about. Could it be speculations? Hey, Q, I got a pink dinosaur outside of my house that washes my clothes for me and fold my underwear and put our underwear in our drawers. Right. Is that a belief, or that's something that you know?
But I just want to respond to the brother that was just talking for about 4 minutes.
Go ahead, bro.
But you just taking me off what he was saying.
Nah. Go ahead, bro.
All right. So I wish I would have been writing down some of your responses, but I didn't expect for you to go so long. No disrespect. But you had kind of admitted that you don't even believe your own beliefs, but you do believe your own beliefs, because if you didn't believe your own beliefs, then you would be crazy, which is crazy to me. So I kind of get where you're coming from. But you did say what you said. Now, when I said initially, and all of this spawned from one question: can you justify your atheism? And what I did was I subtracted the word belief, because because atheism is actually a belief. But what I did was I said philosophically speaking. So now I understand from
Quinn, this dude not an atheist, man. This dude not an atheist. Go ahead, bro.
Hey, bro, listen, I'm not here to promote myself, but if you check my channel, you will see that I am. But that's fine. But he's still with the fucking religion dogma shit. I'm not an atheist because I'm not doing shit how he does it. That's crazy as hell, bro. That's why the dude called you out for being a religious, and I think you are a religious atheist, according to what you keep saying.
How you become a religious atheist? I don't practice anything akin, but one thing I do follow is my balance.
You don't practice anything in Kemet, but
no, I don't. You can take bits and pieces of what you feel like that's suitable for your life. Balance, order, truth, structure.
Religious atheist, I know that. You're religious.
How am I a religious atheist? Because my aunt is not a real person, but the concept and the principles of my art basically says, hey, this is how you should structure your life. This is how you should balance yourself. But if I don't follow my art, am I going to go to hell? No. Ma'at is not a religious tenet. You have to prove that atheism has a religious tenet. Does it have a book of atheism? No, you don't have a book. What is the book of atheism? Show me a book of atheism.
Hold on, you have one right now, and you just spoke it into existence by saying that I'm not a real atheist because of the things that I'm saying. You just spoke it into existence.
That's what he said, though.
That's exactly not what I said.
I think he was saying you're not a real atheist because of you debating atheists. I think that's what he was implying. But I don't hold that sentiment. By the way, I check your channel out, and I know you're a real atheist, and I kind of just think you're playing devil's advocate, or maybe you come from a different side of the atheist ballpark, and you don't use the words the same way we use them. So that's why, you know what I'm saying, when you ask your question, I want to answer it, but I think like I'm trying to be exact on the words that I'm using, and I don't think you understand what I'm saying. So like I can answer your question because you asked a simple question, and I got a simple answer for it. But I'm saying what I'm really saying is you asking me the wrong question. You know what I'm saying? You should be asking me.
Okay, let me try to say it as best as I can right now, because this is actually what I was going to get into. So philosophically speaking, again, I keep leading with this. How can you be agnostic? How can you be an agnostic atheist? Explain that shit to me, because I'm confused as hell.
All right, let me explain that to you. Because Gnostic versus agnostic refers to what you know. That's what that the word in that means. That GNO, Gnostic means knowledge. So if you're agnostic, mean without knowledge. Gnostic means with knowledge. So if you're an agnostic atheist, you're saying I'm an atheist because I don't believe in a God, but I'm agnostic because I don't know for sure if there is a God, but I also don't believe it. All right. So if you're a Gnostic atheist, you're saying I don't believe there is a God, and I know there is not a God. I know this for a fact. I'm a Gnostic. I'm Gnostic about my atheism. So knowledge versus belief. So that's what they're not mutually exclusive. You can't say I'm unagnostic, even though people do that. They're just speaking incorrectly, because what you're saying is I'm an adjective. You know what I'm saying? Gnostic is an adjective, is described. So you're a Gnostic what? You know what I'm saying? So you can be a
no, I don't know what you're saying, and it doesn't make sense philosophically. And I'm gonna tell you why. And I keep saying this, and I don't know why y'all not getting it, because philosophically, an atheist is one who makes the claim that there are no gods. A theist is the one who makes the claim that there are gods. A person who's an agnostic suspends judgment on both, to where they don't make a claim that there are or there aren't.
All right,
so
time out, bro.
Oh no, let me just
time out. Because we ain't got to go through all this. Because I'm an atheist and you're an atheist, right? And I'm sitting here telling you that's not what an atheist is. And if you take the time to just type in the definition of atheist into Google, it will tell you what I'm telling you, not what you're saying. So what you're saying is not an atheist. What you're saying is an anti-theist. That's why I'm saying if you want me to justify that position, then we can talk about it. But an atheist is a person who lacks a belief. A non-stamp collector does not have a hobby in collecting stamps. He lacks that. So you don't have to justify your hobby of collecting stamps if you're a non-stamp collector. I don't have to justify my belief if I lack that belief. You asking me to justify my lack of belief. My justification is the lack of evidence. Okay. So I told you a bunch of times you were asking me the wrong question. Like,
no, bro, listen, let me say this one more time, and I hope I can say it to where you guys can really feel where I'm coming from. Because if I was on you guys' end, it would sound like I'm trolling and I'm just like being like a fuck nigga on some shit for no reason. But I'm really trying to explain this shit to you. And I keep saying this shit philosophically. You can't go to no bullshit definition about philosophy. You can't do it. You can't type into Google, what is an atheist? You cannot do that and get a philosophical answer. So philosophically speaking, I know it sounds crazy, but this is the part where I keep you guys on your goddamn toes. Philosophically speaking, an atheist is a person who makes the claim that there are no gods. And please let me finish, because I'm going to address what you said earlier. An atheist is a person who makes the claim that there are no gods. I am an atheist, so I make the claim that there are no gods. That's different than an anti-theist. And let me explain it. A theist is a person who makes the claim that there are gods. And an agnostic is a person who's saying that they suspend judgment, meaning they're not making a claim that there are, and they're not making a claim that there aren't. So now, when you say, oh, atheist is this, no, that's not what it is, bro. But what that is, which I will be honest enough to tell you, that's local atheism. This is some shit that you agnostics made the fuck up. Because all I have to do is ask you one question, which will prove philosophically that you're an agnostic. You're not even a goddamn atheist. So now let me ask you this one question so you can try to understand what I'm saying. Can you show emphatically, without a shadow of a doubt, that there are no gods whatsoever?
Yes. Now let me show you why you're wrong. So
hold on, but let me continue let me continue though. Like,
what's to continue? Like you just said a bunch of stuff that's incorrect.
But I wanted to ask you a few questions though. Go
ahead.
Okay, so can you show emphatically, without a shadow of a doubt, that there are no gods that exist?
Yeah.
Okay, and what is the methodology and how do you justify it? Now we're back to the initial question I asked already.
You can use a lot of methods. You can use philosophy, logic, science. Which one you want?
So give me the argument, bro. Tell me.
No, brother. You talking about something that people can win the Nobel Prize for? I'm sitting on that so I can write my book. If you want that, you have to pay me for it.
Bro, please stop.
Wait.
No. Hold on. I'm conversing with the brother. So you're saying that you have a way to show that no gods exist, but I have to pay you even though we're just conversing?
I'm saying that yes, I can prove without a shadow of a doubt that the God that most people say is God does not exist, and nothing like that does exist. And hold on, let me finish my sentence, bro, because I'm not changing what I'm saying. I'm saying exactly what I'm saying, but I'm clarifying it for you. What I'm saying is I'm not going to disclose that information on a YouTube live stream because I'm in the process of putting it in a book. Do you understand that?
Brother, I understand that you may want to delve a little bit deeper into the reasons why you don't believe or your methodology, but why can't you just tell me on the surface? Because that's fairly simple.
I just told you on the surface, bro. I just told you on the surface. I said you can do it philosophically, scientifically, or logically, like how you want to do it.
God, bro, you cannot disprove God scientifically, so you just kill that.
Can. So hold on, time out, Kwame. You can do that. This is why we have a disagreement. This is why I said I'm going to put it in a book. So in the field of science, scientists disagree all the time. So what I'm going to do is what scientists do. They publish papers, and then other scientists critique, they review it, and they tell you, okay, I agree or I disagree. That's what you do. You don't jump on YouTube and say, this is my theory. So I'm working on my shit, and I'm gonna put it out professionally the way it's supposed to be done, not on a YouTube stream at 2:00 in the morning.
Okay, no doubt. So what you're saying is you're going to use the scientific method to prove that all gods don't exist?
You're gonna have to buy the book and see.
Well, why can't you just say, yes, that's what I'm going to do, and then you can detail it in your book? And see, like, I'm not even being like...
Because I want you to go buy it.
Bro, I will buy it regardless because you're an atheist, and I will support your work. Like, give me a break, bro. Even if your book
is... I've given you the break that I can give you. I wish you could hear me what I'm saying, bro. I want to answer your question. I can answer your question. I've answered it to the fullest extent that I'm willing to go. But if you asking me for specifics and you asking me, well, give me a little bit of this, and I'm saying I can't do that because that's like Drake giving you the first verse to his new single when he trying to sell a million records. Why would he do that? He wants you to hear it when it come out.
Bro, listen. I will purchase your book, and I will read everything that you have to say. But apparently, what you have to say is above my head.
No, it's not above your head, bro. But I'm just trying to let you know that I don't want to disclose this information on the live stream, and also I don't really want to tell nobody about it because I'm working on it. You know what I'm saying? To put it out in a real way, not just like how people do on YouTube and stuff. But if it makes you a little bit happier, I can give you like a little teaser. When people say that you can't prove a negative, I disagree with that. I think that you can.
Bro, that's logic. Of course you can prove a fucking negative. Everybody knows that.
No, everybody don't know that. Everybody don't know that.
Okay.
I think most people disagree with that. So, you know, they say that you can't prove that there. A lot of people say that you can't prove that there are no gods. And I'm saying I disagree with that.
Type in proving a negative in YouTube. You know what it's going to pull up? It's going to pull up a whole bunch of examples of proving a negative. Try to say that there's no goddamn Apple at my desk. Guess what happened? All I got to do is open the goddamn desk.
Exactly. So
it's like, come on, man. That shit ain't even like, come on. but I feel, you know, if you don't want to give it up, but I thought we were having a conversation. And you know, but yeah, I'm not asking for your whole breakdown. I'm just trying to figure out where you're going with it, because you can't use science to show that a God.
All right, so where I'm going with it,
you can, because first of all, you have to define what is a God.
Yeah, so where I'm going with it, bro, I'm doing exactly what you said. So without giving away too much of what's going on, I'm working on the book, and in the book, I'm proving that God don't exist. All right, so basically, the way that you do that is the only way that you can do it, and you can't do it like just one experiment. You got to go through. Okay, we're gonna go through all the arguments for God, all the arguments against God, and we're gonna weigh. We know which ones make most sense, and then we're gonna go through the science for all this shit. We're gonna break down every single aspect of this God claim and use that to come to a conclusion. And by the end of reading all that, if you still believe in a fucking fairy tale, then you delusional, because the evidence is there for you.
Well, I'll tell you this, brother. You know, this is
that's just like saying prove that the Easter Bunny don't exist or Santa Claus don't exist.
No, that's not the same thing.
Then it is the same exact thing, because you was told that these entities existed.
You can prove that Santa Claus and Easter Bunny don't exist. What are you talking about?
Exactly. You can prove the same way is God. It's the same motherfucking attribute. It's the same thing. Like what you're trying to imply is not gonna help their argument, bro. Because if we know that the Easter Bunny was told
to help theists, I'm not trying to help.
But let me can I debunk another thing that you said before we get off, because it got a little late.
It's lengthy. Yeah, we gotta end this live.
But you said that an agnostic is somebody who's not making a claim. They need
before you do that, please make sure that you understand that I said philosophically, and go ahead and have at it. I said philosophically, but go ahead and have at it.
Well, for the sake of
we're talking literally, but okay.
If I'm
talking about literally, no, you're talking about locally, bro. That's why I said you could be a local atheist, which makes you an agnostic. But go ahead.
Hold on.
Okay.
We got people.
We'll talk about that on a later date.
And just for the audience, I want people to understand this shit, because I guess we got different definitions for these words, but I don't think that to call yourself an agnostic makes sense. And the reason why I say that, because you can say, I'm not making a claim. I'm not saying that there is a God. I'm not saying that there isn't a God. But if that's the case, then you lack a belief, which makes you an atheist. So all these people running around talking about they're agnostic, they're really just atheists that don't know they're atheists, because anybody who lacks a belief is an atheist. That's what the definition of the word means. Somebody who lacks a belief. So if you don't actively believe, then you're an atheist. So all agnostics are atheists as well. That's what I meant by you can be an agnostic and an atheist.
Bro, you're a local atheist, bro, is what you are. But
as a matter of fact, I'm ending my show right now. No, I'm ending my show. No, we're lengthy because YouTube only give us so many hours. I'm gonna end my show. Thank you for everybody for showing up to the Atheist Church, man, to the revival. Thank you, brother Kweli Kush, man, for allowing me to come on and do this Atheist revival. We're gonna have this debate this Sunday to talk about Ancient Kemet. If anybody got any final words, please say them now, because we got to get off YouTube right now because they only allow us so many hours. This is why we're doing this. So, Kweli, you have anything to say?
No, I'm good. Y'all, Q.
I got a few last words.
Go ahead, Q. Please make it brief, because we do got to get off this, because YouTube, I ain't trying to get demonetized. We ain't trying to get demonetized.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
30 seconds or less. It sounds like you're streaming somewhere else. So if you could, please.
I don't. Go ahead.
You got a cutoff problem, bro. I was gonna say it sounds like you're streaming somewhere else, so go ahead and place your link so I can go ahead and subscribe to wherever you are streaming also, so I can also subscribe there. But next show, if possible, not the very next show, but if we could do a show on atheism and agnosticism and theism philosophically, that would be a great show, so I could really help you brothers out and help everybody out. Peace and thank you for letting me on.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. Brother Joseph, I am so sorry, man. The astrophysicist Joseph, man, thank you for showing up, my brother. Thank you, my brother Q, for showing up. Yeah, we're gonna have a meeting tomorrow. I would like for everybody to attend to the meeting tomorrow. I'm gonna talk to Brother Kweli Kush about that. This is gonna be something on the back end, but I thank everybody for coming out to the Atheist Church. You know what I'm saying? The Atheist Church really is a slap in the face to, you know, that's another.
Yeah, it ain't no real. We don't
it ain't
think we're no real church. We should oxymoron. It's just the title.
It's oxymoron, yeah. So we thank everybody for showing up. Appreciate all the fans that love the Atheist Church. Me and Kweli, we're doing this for educational purposes only, to wake up our people. Thank you, Brother Q. Thank you, Brother Joseph, the astrophysicist, man, and Joseph, the critical atheist thinker. We're gonna deal with you on another level, man, but we love you as our brother. Peace and blessings to everybody. To everybody showed up. Thank you for showing up. We're gonna show up and show out. You feel me? Because we're gonna do this shit until our people wake up. So if anybody ain't got nothing else to say, I'm gonna do the slap. Thank you, YouTube, for showing up. Give us the HBO special. Help a brother out. All right, man. I'm done. Peace.
All right, y'all, man. Peace, Brother Kwame. Peace, Q. Peace, Brother Joseph, and everybody else that called in, man. Appreciate y'all. Everybody, y'all welcome to join back in. And yeah, make sure y'all tune in tomorrow night. Or no, Sunday night.
Sunday night, yeah, Sunday night. Hey, Kweli, I gotta talk to you about something. Just hit me on the back end.
Just hit my line.
All right, bet. Peace.
All right, everybody, make sure y'all go to QueliKush.com and check out all the other shows on this platform. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Don't be a stranger. We'll be back.